station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
This station stands for nothing.
That's correct.
All right.
It's time for the George Rodriguez Sports Test. 4 hours of updates and insights on the oldest sport of all, and usually unassailable by most sport holes, the sport of sex. That sound you hear, my friends, is that of a fucking sport hole. A tough-talking sport hole who will regale you with tales of conquest, a sport hole only dreams about behind his desk. And now for men who enjoy getting laid, it's the George Rodriguez Sports Test.
Tiger Radio Sports on Wonderful WQM.
It's Friday, you bastards.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yeah, no. Too long, if you ask me. Slacker.
Oh, you're pulling up them slacks.
Oh, sorry.
Slacker.
Them depends. Oh, you want that body back you had in 1910. Oh, you look good to me, honey. That's a fact, but then again, I can't see a blasted thing with these cataracts. Oh, I might be old, but I'm not dead. So, let's mess up the seats in our craftmatic bed. Oh, you're one hot grandma. I'm pulling down, I can't get up, and pretty soon we'll both be goners. One hot grandma. Oh, what do you say, Granny? You wanna? One hot grandma. If you don't mind, I need a little help taking off these darn pajamas. You're one hot grandma. Oh, what do you say, baby? Oh, now what do you say, Granny? Oh, where's my Viagra? What do I do with that now?
1003 560 QM. It's the George Rodriguez Show with special guest star Neil Rogers.
Where did that come from, that bit you just played?
I just downloaded it this morning. You'll be getting it like next week or something like
ACN?
that. It's an HCN, I do believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the audience is very concerned about that.
They
the
take notes.
trend coming out, July, what is it, June, July, and August? No, it's
I don't
May,
know.
June, and July.
I was hoping you'd tell
May,
me.
June, and Julio. Let's hope that some of the Julios wrote us down.
Oh, please, I need
Barry
some money.
Jackass has got a column in the Herald, which I'm going to read, even though it's your show. I'm going to read it anyway.
No, please do, because I don't have it and I'm not going to read it.
Well, Barry Jackass knows everything that's going on, supposedly. And, of course, he's in the...
Always
the
has.
interesting part of it is he's in bed with the guys across the street because the Herald's got the incestuous relationship with the Tech Ad 790, make-believe radio, you know. Although we're kind of make-believe, too. But, and then Norma Kent calls me this morning sent me a thing, and I called him. He's back in one piece. Anybody worried about Norma? He had about 45 operations, and they put him back together again, like an erector set. So he's back in one piece, although I think they may have put part of the brain in his...
Rectum.
Because he's, starting it up again. Don't start any kind of conflict, will you please, Norma? Just leave fat-ass Jolly Joe alone. There's no need to be talking to him at all or sending hostile emails. It's amazing how people can send back and forth 10 words and create some kind of hostility. Because I just read the emails that were sent back and forth, and Joe's got a good point. What's the big rush? I got 15, 16 months left in this toilet. I mean... You ought to go to Sirius, Neil. We're Sirius. You ought to be on nationwide. You ought to be on all over the world, Neil, and not work for these sports nerds. Well, that's something to think about. So you want me to read this or what?
Yes, I do.
Because you're a young punk audience. Now, the ratings are supposed to be coming over at 10 o'clock, which it's now 10:05. And thanks to Kenny, who can't read the clock anymore, they went till 10:02.
That was great. I paid him to do that.
Did you?
I slipped him a little something.
See if they want to do another hour.
All right.
Barry Jackass says Miami's radio war is heating up.
All right.
Oh, yeah, the radio war. Sounds like something Joey Reynolds would come up with. Barry writes, it's been a tumultuous 5 months on local sports talk radio with the Dolphins moving from 790 The Ticket to WQAM, the Panthers and likely the Marlins doing the opposite. Bye-bye. We'll pack you a salami sandwich, especially the Marlins, and especially both of them. And multiple hosts shifting from one station to the other. And now WQM is non-committal about whether Hank Goldberg's contract will be renewed in December.
Hey, stupid!
As the ticket approaches its 3-year anniversary, September 1, some news and thoughts on where the station stands, says Barry. News and thoughts. After the ticket beat WQM for the first time in the January through March ratings book, the stations were tied in the most recent ratings period, and the key demographic group, men 25 to 54. What the ticket has accomplished in 3 years against a more established competitor is impressive, and the race figures remain highly competitive. It's impressive. The fact that we don't promote or we give all the money to the Marlins, that's another story. I'm not going anywhere, said ticket president Joel Feinberg, who has 6 years left on his 790 lease. He's not going anywhere except to the nearest street corner to sit down and put his head in his hands and cry. They don't care about our business. Well. Still, WQM clearly got the better of the summer's transactions in terms of prestige and potentially ratings. For 790, the Dolphins moved to WQM also meant losing Joe Rose among the market's most popular personalities and a winner in the last 4 rating books. Rose, paired with Jason Jackson, will begin at WQM after Labor Day. What's the date? Is it September 3rd? Well, what day is Labor Day? It's a week from next Monday.
I'm not sure. Flip the calendar.
Yeah, you got a calendar, I don't.
The 3rd.
The 3rd is what? Labor Day?
Monday.
Is the 3rd?
Correct.
So, in other words, he starts on the 4th or the 3rd, I don't know, that week. Predictably, Feinberg insists he's better off without the Dolphins. If you lose money, it's a bad deal. And the ratings we sell are Monday through Friday. I'm tied with the station that said I'd be out of business after 3 years. But WQM General Manager Fat-Ass Joe Bell said the Dolphins will be a moneymaker. This station is absolutely stronger now, Fat-Ass Jolly Joe said.
Absolutely.
WQM and the ticket are essentially flip-flopping evening programming. With the Dolphin programs having relocated WQM, it'll air every weeknight beginning in October. And the Marlins and Panthers headed to 790. The Marlins deal is being finalized. Better them than us. In the latest rating book, the last book, the ticket 7 to 10 p.m. programming, usually Kevin Rogers, easily beat WQM, often Marlin games, 4.8 to 2.5 among men 25 to 54. But the Marlins traditionally have drawn solid ratings, so that drop appears to be an anomaly. Amalie. I thought that Amalie is like motor oil, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Isn't that redneck? It's like BC powder, Amalie. All the rednecks put that in their crankcase. In their suitcase. However, WQM's nighttime ratings during Panthers' and UM basketball season were low, 0.9 in January through March this year. So the ticket's nighttime ratings with hockey assuredly will decline from Rogers' strong numbers, meaning Kevin Rogers, certainly not this Rogers. No surprise here, the ticket, which has a marketing partnership with the Herald, continues to beat WQM comfortably among ages 18 to 34, but the core of our radio station is men 35 to 54, Fat-Ass Bell countered. That's where I make the most money, and we have an almost 2-to-1 lead on them, said Fat-Ass Jolly Joe. Fat-Ass Jolly Joe. Can you hear it now? Da-da-da-da.
I do, somehow.
With Rose gone, no full-time host on the ticket is older than 40, and that factors into 790's edge among 18 to 34-year-olds. The ticket's last hire, George Sedano, who'll work 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., fits 790's prototype. Young, 29, animated, highly opinionated. He's young and animated and highly opinionated. He's young and hung, and has a song that needs to be sung. And a big fan of this show, by the way, George Sedano. Didn't you tell me that?
Yes, I did.
He's a big Neely. Encouraging callers to do comedy, as Dan LeBastard does, also tends to attract 18 to 34-year-olds. LeBastard's show on the ticket expands an hour, 3 to 7 p.m. beginning September 4, with Boog Shambi working 1 to 3 p.m. Look for WQM to continue to develop young hosts, primarily Evan Cohen and Curtis Stevenson. Now we get to the real meat of this. Goldberg lost to LeBastard for the first time in January through March book, but tied in between 5 and 7 p.m. in the last ratings book, with each holding a 4.7 share among men 25 to 54. WQM will have a formidable lineup from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. Orlando, Elzaquiri, Rose, Neil Rogers, Jim Adage, and Goldberg. But Bell is non-committal about Goldberg's future beyond the end of his contract in December. Although Bell won't discuss it, it is known throughout the station Goldberg is balked at taking a pay cut, which WQM seems adamant about. If Goldberg doesn't swallow his pride and accept a pay cut, WQM's potential options in that slot would include, among others, a Elzaguiri-Kim Bokamper pairing. Oh, my God, when are we going to stop repeating? If it failed in the morning, let's put him on in the afternoon. Kimba Bokamper, part of the unctuous failed morning show that's going off in a few days. Oh, why? The ticket has no interest in hiring Goldberg. I wouldn't touch Hank Goldberg with a 10-foot pole, Feinberg said. Although there's a lot to touch, I'll tell you that. You wouldn't need a 10-foot pole either.
That was funny.
Sid Rosenkrantz, Bergstein, Rose's replacement on the Ticket's morning show, deserves credit for overcoming gambling and substance abuse problems and rejuvenating his career. He sustains high energy throughout his 4.5-hour show, offers a diverse lineup of guests, and asks the right questions. But Rosenberg needs to stop telling guests how fabulous they are. Also, when Rosenberg fields calls about New York teams, inevitable because of his background there, or has guests such as former Rangers goaltender Mike Richter, it can have a polarizing effect depending on whether you're a native or Northeast transplant. Although it's primarily a sports show, Rosenberg offers a heavier mix of politics and news than any other sports show in the market. Isn't that interesting? The shows that aren't like purely sports, like LeBastard and that one, they're the ones that seem to be doing the best. Huh? But Rose's track record suggests this will be tough competition for 790 to win in the morning meeting. News note, the Ticket is launching its own Dolphin show opposite QM's during the season, with Armando Salguero joining Rogers from 7 to 8 p.m. That's Kevin Rogers, certainly not this one. So that's Barry Jackass's take on the thing in the market. I don't see any numbers coming over yet. What's going on?
I don't see any coming in the room, so.
Well, it says 10 a.m.
Yeah, well, you know how that works. They come over with one machine, then they got to take them over to get
copied.
It's
12
and then
minutes
they get
after already, for
distributed.
Christ's sakes, for crying out loud. I'm not going to sit around here all day with my thumb up my butt.
Oh, like I said, I hope they take their time.
With my foot up my butt. Well, okay, you got to do the. I'm ready to.
Do the what? We don't have a live or anything like that, do we?
Well, then do your
all
thing.
Right. 10-12 on 560 QAM. Watch.
Afraid, kids? We are, Captain. Really afraid? We are, Captain. Oh, whose covers contain all kinds of lead paint. SpongeBob notebooks. Most journals are safe, but I tell you these ain't. SpongeBob notebooks. It's made in China and will be recalled. SpongeBob notebooks. Hurry up now, or they will hurt us all. SpongeBob recall. SpongeBob notebooks. Lead paint notebooks. Toxic notebooks. SpongeBob notebooks. Did they make anything in China that's safe? Nope.
1017, 560 QAM. No numbers yet, by the way, in case you're wondering, in case you're taking a survey.
I am wondering. I'm sitting here and wondering what I'm doing here if there's no numbers.
I know.
Apparently Josh took him down to Joe Bell.
Maybe they're not going to let you have him.
It means Josh took him down to Joe Bell.
So in other words, we're not going to get them? Is that the deal now?
I don't know. I
Let
asked
me ask
Allison
you something.
because Josh wasn't there, and she said she took the numbers down there. Or he took the numbers down there.
She took the numbers down there, Josh?
Maybe.
That was a Freudian slip.
Yeah.
No, I think he had his thumb on it. So what does that mean? Are we in some kind of a conflict going on here that I don't know about? Some kind of unannounced...
nobody told
because
me.
Obviously we're the anti-sports people here on the show. Maybe we're in a full-fledged battle going on now. I mean, how many years have we been doing this? That as soon as the numbers come out, they bring them in and I put them on the air, and that's why I'm here this morning?
Well, maybe you're just presuming that that's going to go on forever.
Well, if it wasn't going to go on forever, it would be nice if somebody would have told us that. I could have slept another
Maybe
hour.
we're just being paranoid. Maybe it's just, they're going to take their time with it.
Well, how do you know he took him down to a fat-ass Joe Bell?
Because Josh wasn't in his office, so I asked Allison about the numbers.
Yeah.
She said he just took them down to Joe Bell.
Well, maybe they're going to have a big meeting and pour over them and decide whether or not they're going to let you see them.
I see.
Maybe we're involved in a brouhaha.
That we don't know about yet.
Yeah, I just like saying that. I would just look for excuses to say that.
Brouhaha?
Yeah.
I see. A brew. I see. I don't know. So that leaves me kind of like sitting here holding my Blackbird.
I can always send Josh a text message and say, something like, yo,
send him a message and say, are we getting the numbers or what kind of game are you playing today? What's the story?
Josh,
maybe they're really, really bad. In this case, maybe that's why they're holding him back. Oh, we don't want to put these on the air. These are or maybe they're really good. And who knows? I have no idea. And of course, he never did send us any monthlies from the last book. So send him a message and tell him it would be very nice if they would bring us something.
The numbers, yo.
How many years have I been doing this? About 100 years that every time a trend comes out, the rating book, whatever it is, they bring them in, and it's like a part of the show. Of course, Miguel used to bring him in, and they fired his ass. So.
Yeah, well, they fired him for mentioning my name in a meeting, and that was that.
Is that what
Famous
it was?
last words. Yeah, he suggested that we do some sort of a promotion since I'm doing the summer shows, and maybe we do some sort of a promotion to, draw attention to a show on the station.
Well, we shouldn't want to draw attention to this show.
No, or to me. Show. Oh, no.
So did you send that message or what?
I sent it. It's sent. I said, yo, are we getting, the numbers, yo? Copies of the numbers.
See,
here, not being a paranoid person, here's what I suspect is happening.
Yes.
Is that he took them over to Joe Bell, and then they were using one of the copy machines over there in the sales corner of the building, and they're making all these copies for different people, and we're going to get our copy, in due time. Because if they just give us the numbers...
Well, when the hell did that ever start?
I assume that's sort of the procedure, because if they give us the original copy, then it delays their ability to get their copy.
It's never been the procedure before. When the ratings come in at 10, by 10:05, I'm always getting the stuff off my fax machine, man.
Well, maybe Norm pissed them off.
That could be. It sounds like it for me.
Maybe they're not going to cooperate anymore. Maybe they're going to pull the plug on all the studios over here and just leave us dark. No, I don't know.
Dark? Are we dancing in the dark?
I could read the results.
So what's the story, Fat-Ass Joe Bell and Clarence, the two of the evil triad, two-thirds of it?
I ain't got no response on my text yet, so...
You have no response?
No. I could read yesterday's poll results.
Go ahead.
After living in South Florida, I've become So disenchanted, I can't wait to leave. 344, 26.6%, that one. But the vote that I added late, the one that I added late, the angrier one, came in second, 252, because, yeah, every day, angrier every day. A bigot like you, 178, 13.7%. An alcoholic, 139, I'm working on that. Ecstatic, 109, excuse me. Bilingual, 65. Unemployed, 62. A drug addict and gay, each got 50.
Gay.
Suicidal, 44 out of 1,293 on yesterday's poll. Today's is, there's not enough money in the world to pay me to be an skyscraper window washer and euthanizer.
Did you get a response to your thing yet?
No. Or euthanizer at an animal shelter. Both have 20. They're tied for the lead. And I voted for one of those things, euthanizer at an animal shelter. Did you vote for one on this new one?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. I just hit one dude.
Bobby. Coal miner, 18. Bomb squad diffuser, 12. And we don't know if that's a real word, and we don't care. Prison guard, 6. 5 each for inner city school teacher and crime scene blood and guts cleaner upper. There must be a better name, but we like that one. 3. By the way, thank you, Charlie B. This is another one, Charlie B. poll. How come you didn't use this one? Minesweeper in the military, 3. Oh, restroom custodian at a sports stadium, 2. Also 2 for forensic scientist who studies how bodies decompose, coroner, amputee surgeon, all that has 2, and 1 for lab tech who analyzes stool samples, which is funny because you just brought that up yesterday, about those samples in the mail.
That's what I voted for.
Did you really? So that's it. That's you. You're the one guy. See, I figured that, you could always wear like a mask.
This is really
aggravating.
You can make light of that. Aggravating is the understatement of the century because we're in the communication business and nobody has communicated to us that we aren't going to be privy to the numbers.
Well, I could make light or dark of it. It's not going to make them move any faster unless, I don't know, do you want to just stop talking and see how long the dead air is going to motivate them?
I don't get it. I mean, it's so unprofessional. It's so Bush League. It's so typical of these people. It's just,
Here,
we don't want to. We're not going to do anything to help that show. They want. What did I tell you on yesterday?
Sure.
What they want is a sports show back in midday here. They don't cotton to this. Okay?
No, they don't. Not at all.
We won't go along with the program.
They are not amused.
The Canes are moving to the Dolphins Stadium. That's the important stuff.
Here we go.
Oh, you're getting some numbers?
Here we go, yo.
Bastards. Who brought them in?
Big stack of crap.
Who brought it in?
Clarence, men 18 plus, coming at you.
Hey, Clarence, you're a nitwit.
I'm not going to look at them.
Simpleton.
I'm going to pass them
around. Clarence.
I'm going to pack them in chunks.
He's gone. Now, so I guess Jolly Joe must have approved it. Did he put a little squiggle on the bottom like Greg we just do on the Patriots?
There's a squeal of approval right here on it. As a matter of fact, all you have to do is poke it.
In fact, maybe Joe kind of slid over the numbers. So did you look at it? That was Clarence.
No, I haven't looked at anything. He didn't have a face on.
No.
He smiled when you said he was a simpleton or whatever.
Well, he knows that. He knows he is. He's a sports nerd.
Oh, Lordy.
We're having problems, apparently, with the fax and
What do you mean you're having problems?
I don't know. He's saying, oh, Lordy, hold on, so.
Oh, my God. This is... Well, at least when in doubt, drag it out. This is a good way to kill your show today, and I really kill it, butcher it.
No problem. I'm an old hand at that.
It's dialing.
It's dialing.
On,
yeah,
bitch.
And?
Come on, bitch.
He's doing a haka right now.
Yeah.
Bang on it.
He's banging on it in the fax machine, too.
One moment, please. All operators are busy right now. It's dialing you and sending you nothing, and I can't stop it.
Let me ask you this. Can't you find another fax machine? Or why can't you read them? Why do you have to send them to me?
Oh, read them because you do so much...
You do such a better job.
Yeah, well, you know something? The numbers are going to be the same no matter what. Whether I read it or you read it, it's going to be the same funeral, okay?
All right, I'll do that because the machine ain't even stopping trying to dial.
Go ahead.
With nothing in it.
Quit dragging this out.
Oh, come on. This is fun. We don't want the overall, or do we? Monday through Sunday, the whole thing?
Yes.
Not on the first page, not on the second. Whoa. Oh, look at that. Waxy is way up here with from a 2.8 to a 3.5. This is Men 18 Plus. This is the overall number. Monday through Sunday, 6 a.m. to midnight. That's the whole thing, right? And we are down here from a 3.2 to a 3.0.
Oh, they kicked our ass. The Men 18 Plus. Of course, that's not the demo. You know, that'll be the story on that.
Right, but nevertheless, this is what we have. All right, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Not on the first page. Waxy from a 3... I mean, do you want this? Because that's the first one I run into. 3.3 to a 3.7 from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay,
That's Joe Rose, though.
Right, looking for WQAM. Good God, where is it? Oh my God, way over here, from a 2.5 to a 1.9.
All right, Kenny and
From
Bo,
16,
and that's why we need to get Bo in the afternoon, see if we can bring that down to the 1.
23.
Yeah. Nice going,
okay.
boys.
10 a.m. to 3, the one that we like. Wow.
Yes.
Nothing. I just have to. Here we go, from a 4.5 to a 4.6. So.
For who? Us.
Tied for 5th to a solid 5th.
Yeah.
So there you go. This thing.
That's 10 to 3.
Stop it.
Yes, that's 10 to 3. So at least we're up in a direction, as opposed to the other numbers that we read, which are down.
Yeah.
All right, 3.
And what did they have across the street midday?
Hold on, it's got to go back. He started to get to the next section.
Damn it.
Come on, let's get with it.
This is
you should have sent this to me. The way you're reading these, it's like the wild diarrhea.
I tried telling you, and you wouldn't believe it.
What do they have?
I'm looking. Waxy, 2.6 to a 3.4.
Woo!
From 14th to tied for 10th.
But that was Sid the Kid, who's now on in the morning. So see, the problem with them is that all the numbers that they got, the people aren't on in those time slots anymore, at least until the afternoon.
Okay.
How do you like that? And what do we have in the afternoon there with a humper?
3 to 7. Looking down, Waxy from a 2.9 to a 4.0.
Oh,
from
the
17th to 6th.
Wow, a bastard. No wonder they were hiding these numbers. Yeah,
and right below them, WQAM from a 4.6 to a 3.9. From 2nd to tied for 7th.
They edged out the thumper. No wonder they don't want to pay him the big bucks no more.
You want the evening number?
No, the evening number, we don't... go ahead.
7 to midnight, for what it's worth. 3.1 for Waxy, 3.1 to a 4.4. From 11th to tied for 4th.
Yeah.
It's those billboards. And QAM, somewhere. I'm looking,
Yeah, this is Marlins keeping
I'd hate to skip
Marlins.
it. Here we go, right.
We love
from
the Marlins when they go
actually
across
up
the
a little.
street.
From a 2.2 to a 2.3. From 18th to 17th.
Same crap.
Tied for 18th, tied for 17th. And there you go. And I got a whole bunch more of these things. I don't know what these other... I got Persons 2554. You want me to send you these later on in...
Yeah, send me those.
Okay.
I think I'm...
Done?
I don't know. I'll stick around a little bit.
Good. I'll send you these. I'll get this thing figured out.
I'm going to have wild diarrhea during the break.
I'll fax them all over to you during the break, which
Great.
is now 10:27, 560 QAM.
President George Bush could set a record for relaxation. He's poised to become the president who took the most vacation time while in office. So far, President Bush has taken 418 days of vacation during his presidency. And it's hard work.
I need a vacation.
It's hard work.
A holiday in the sun.
It is hard work.
I need a vacation.
Everybody knows it's hard work.
A holiday in the sun.
Have a nice vacation, sir. President Bush went on a month-long vacation.
I'm on vacation.
Good luck on your trip.
How do you like your vacation so far?
I just want to lie on the beach and eat hot dogs.
In the past, there have been beaches to storm.
How'd you like to use my beach house? Woo! I need a vacation.
It's hard work.
A holiday in the sun.
It is hard work.
I need a vacation.
He went on vacation.
All right, 10:33, 560 QAM. I just sent you some monthlies.
By the way, don't forget that. This is you. Even though Jolly Joe,
I'll take it.
Fat-ass Jolly Joe is all whipped up about, let's get some of those tapes on Friday.
I know. I know. They hate numbers. They hate ratings.
You got fine. You actually went up a little bit from the book.
I said I would.
You said you would what?
I could feel it. I said, it's feeling good.
That's because you're not an old Jew like me.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that?
I'll take it. No, nothing.
Why are you faxing me all the stuff that I just read? Why wouldn't you send me the 2554
so you got
so I can
it.
extrapolate it?
You can line your birdcage with it.
Yeah, but I'd rather have, line my ass with it, okay? Believe me, that's a lot
getting
of lining.
that, trust me.
Enough pages to cover half of it so
they got some monthly stuff on here, actually.
Do we really?
That's coming across right near.
Great.
Over there.
Well, send me something that you haven't
just so
put
you
on
have
there
it,
yet so I can read
just so you can digest it and
I'll
see.
stick around till 11. What do you say?
Who did what?
I want
Sounds
extra
great.
pay for it, by the way, Joe.
We got to cut the budget. We got to stop paying these old fat Jews all this money. That's what it's all about.
That's right. That's how they're going to make some money.
What was that line about Beasley? What was that line in Boca's bit yesterday? He called them what? That was
Backwood
so
Billionaires. That came from Liz. Liz, one of our emailers. Don't worry. We got more Liz mail today.
Backwood Billionaires. All right. That's our crowd, baby. That's the Beasleys. Backwood Billionaires. They really know their crap.
I thought I understood how to do business, but I guess I'm wrong.
Monkey business.
Yeah. Well, I thought I knew how to do that, too.
Yeah. That's the Backwood Billionaire theme song.
Right. Well, monkeys hang out in trees.
Okay, now what are you sending me right now?
I'm sending you
this
the monthlies.
You're mailing it in. All we hear is numbers on the poll, numbers on the ratings. That's all we hear is numbers.
This is tradition. They love this. They eat this up.
This is This is meat and potatoes. There ain't no other show that does this on the air. And the fact that they kicked our ass across the street, at least in many 18 plus. And we're still giving the numbers out. I mean, that's why they held it back so long.
After you get the 18 plus, then the monthlies are going to come across, both for the men.
Why are you sending me nights? I mean, does anybody care about 7 to midnight?
They give you a stack of papers. You think I'm going to separate these things? I put the stack in the machine and press the button.
Stack this.
Stack that?
Remember Ed Stack? He was the mayor of Broward County.
That doesn't look like it would stack. It looks like it would fall right over.
Stack. And then we had Sheriff Nick. And now you got Ken Jenny, who he may be going in the slammer. All these politicians, and of course your police chief and Dade.
Here's a preview from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the monthlies.
Oh.
April 3-9, May 2-8, June. Are you ready? We might need a drum roll for this. This is the morning number.
Yeah.
1.4.
Oh. In what demo is this? Men 18 plus or 25-54? What
18 plus. 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Woo!
These are all weird out of order. 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. Is that like an all day?
Sounds like it to me.
April 3-8, May 4-1, June. Yikes. 2-2.
Wow.
What kind of a name is that for a dog? 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Oh, Zowie. I'm not going to even read this. The 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah, no, it's nasty. I'm leaving.
Come on, let's hear it.
536427.
Well, that's you, man.
That's me. Oh, boy.
No wonder they hate you.
Boy,
like
do I
poison.
suck. I know.
2-7. Boy, that really blows.
Boy, that does
No wonder I can't buy any calls on those rare days. Neil comes back full-time September 10th, by the way.
Trust me, she'll all be better. Oh, brutal.
Oh.
How atrocious.
Well, what are you following, though?
2-2.
No, in the morning. What do they have? A 1, what did you say?
1-4 or something like that.
Some horrible, grotesque, unacceptable number.
Right.
And you're sending me weekends and stuff. Will you stop wasting my time with this garbage?
There's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. Yeah, no.
Jeez.
3 to 7, 4-8, 6-1, 3-5. The 3-5 in June.
Now, run that by me
18 plus. In April, 4-8, May, 6-1, and in June, a 3-5. Yeah.
Not good.
Brutal. And this is the evening number, 2-6 in April, 2-4 in May, 1-5 in June.
Oh, in June?
Yeah. Now, the monthly person's 2554. If you want that. The whole...
Well, you know something? You're reading... See, you're right. You don't know how to do this because you're just reading numbers.
That.
There is nobody who's going to still be listening. If you think that last number you read was low before, when you get through with this ramble-a-thon that you're doing out there, it doesn't even hold my attention. You're just mumbling numbers. Okay,
well, I wouldn't be doing this.
You're mailing it in, George. You're mailing it in.
If it weren't for this guest appearance, I wouldn't be reading number 1. I wouldn't be reading numbers at all.
It's going to help kill you an hour. You ought to kiss my ass for that.
I'll mail it to you. I'll kiss a piece of paper and mail it to you. How's that?
Oh, and I know you're saying, what happened to the person's 25 to 54? That's what I want to know. Then we can figure out in the men how we're doing and get a number that makes some sense to us, okay? Jesus, God almighty, you are militant. No wonder they hate you like Chinese rat poison.
Yeah, you know why.
I think they're going to start stuffing you in Mattel toys. Yeah, June, we really got hosed bad in June. Big time. But
I think it's frozen. I think it's stuck.
You think what's stuck?
The fax machine.
I'm still getting stuff.
Not doing
I don't know what
anything.
you're talking
good. Well,
about.
then that's why it's
frozen.
That's why it's sitting there not going anywhere.
I'm not getting good stuff.
No.
So the one, see, everybody's going to have a story, and the story's going to be across the street. Joe Rose had a good trend, but of course he's coming over with us in a couple of days. And Sid the Kid, he had a good midday for them, although I still kicked his ass. But you still kicked his ass, or well, whatever the hell it was, the combination.
Now, caller was saying that the numbers that we were reading were all Sid in the morning. So I don't remember when it was that Sid went to the mornings.
No, they were not all Sid in the morning. He wasn't on in the morning in, I don't know when he went on, but it sure as hell wasn't in July. Was it July?
I'm looking to see. I'm trying to find it online to see when he went over.
I don't think so. I think you're dreaming. There's no way that it was July. In addition to which, the months aren't like the entire month of July, like it chops off in the middle of the month, like about the 18th or the 20th. There's no way he was doing mornings over there in this. So it's another one of his boyfriends from New York. You know, another one of his New York groupies. Oh, he looks just like Howard Stern with less hair, you know. all that other crap. Him and Howard. I think him and Howard, he would like to elope with Howard. Howard probably don't even know who the hell he is. And you keep sending me all these monthlies now that may be very interesting for somebody.
I don't keep doing anything.
No. Wow, you just put a big stack of crap in there?
That's exactly what I did. And it went through, and it's already out, and the machine
What did I tell you before the show today, what they accomplished across the street? Basically, there's about a 5 share. I'm talking about the entire... In fact, let's take a look. Overall, for the entire week, men 18 plus, including, let's see, they got a 3-5, and we got a 3, so it's a 6-5, so that's generous, I would say. But 25-54, there's about a 5 share. And what they've done by going on the air is they've divided it. They've split it up, and some places they get a little bit more, and some places we sometimes get a little bit more, but generally they've divided the share in half, so both stations can fail. In terms of, the only difference being that we're raking in the dough. We got that sales department out there, baby. They're raking in the dough. They're making the big bucks. Anybody want to buy a spot on this show?
$8.
There you go. And over there across the street, dollar a holler. Joel Feinberg standing right in front of the building now trying to wave down traffic. Dollar a holler, baby. Any takers?
No.
Oh. All I keep getting from you, man, is more and more of these monthlies, which doesn't really tell me anything because it's April, May, and June, and this trend is July.
Oh, well, then no wonder.
You have to extrapolate.
Well, I'll leave that to you. You know how to do that math. I'll sort this thing out. The fax machine is still on permanent, freeze. It's frozen. I might have to unplug it.
So in other words, I'm not going to get the person's 2554. The only thing that I want, I'm not going to get.
Of course you're going to get it. I just have to
story of my life.
Diddle with the machine over here.
I want it, and you can be damn sure I'm not going to get it.
Not just your life, man. That's all of us.
Believe me, I see a lot of things I want, and I'm not going to get them.
Why don't we go into this break and we'll sort things out?
I won a few bucks last night at Woodbine, and boy, I saw some things in there I wanted.
Did you?
Didn't get it, though. Didn't get the
grab them?
No, I would like to have.
All right, we'll sort this thing out during the break. It's giving me a busy
Did I tell you about those people from India, by the way?
Did they smell?
And I didn't say that.
You used to. You always used to.
Some of them do. Some of them have that curry in their blood, baby. That curry is in their skin. It's in the pigment of their skin. Curry.
Okay.
In fact, there was one kid there. He had like a tattoo of kid curry on his ass.
Ooh. How'd you know that? How'd you see that?
Seen it in the tea room.
18 till 11 on All T Radio 560.
Camper was in there, by the way, doing stuff.
WQAM. All right. 13 till 11.
So I just had a call from Fat Ass Jolly Joe Bell, who emailed me the extrapolations for July.
Right, and you're getting them faxed, too, so you're getting them from all sides.
I don't need them faxed.
I know you don't.
They kicked our ass, baby.
Blacked them.
Every day part except midday where you edged them out by hair ass.
Nose hair.
And I found out the date that Sid went to mornings, July 9th.
July 9th?
Correct.
So maybe like 1 week. 1 week out of this, he was on in the morning. You follow what I'm saying?
No.
Because it isn't the entire month of July. The trends.
Right.
Oh, brother.
Oh, I was hoping you'd explain
Have
it to me,
we been
Dad.
through this before, or is this the first time?
First time for me.
In the month of July, 6 a.m. to midnight, Waxy 4.9, QAM 2.7. Joe Bell said, "Oi!" Like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm thinking? If we could just get a few more of those sports writers on there, we could get down to a point all day long. But then what do we know about it?
Right. I'm going to start bringing them on when I'm on.
See, they're doing entertainment and more stuff than just talking about the same give me the ball with a bunch of dumb sports writers who don't belong on the air. And we're doing a bunch of dumb sports writers who don't belong on the air. And look at the morning in the month of July. There is a number, baby. This goes to show you when you spend your entire life in the tea room in Fort Lauderdale looking for a bunch of fags doing each other, you're not going to get much of an audience. Let me tell you that, Kimba. Me, Kimba. Waxy, a 4.5 share, 6 to 10 a.m. That's Joe Rose, who's coming over to us, thank God. And the combination of Kimba and Bo and their 85 boyfriend sports writers with their bad-smelling bowel movements, a 1.5. 1.5, an insomnia. And Joe said to me, he said, I guess we're making the move at the right time. And I went, just like that. I said, better late than never. Now, the good news is, because I can extrapolate some good news. They had a huge time spent listening, by the way, across the street.
Yes, I see that.
Because, like I said, they're doing, like, sports and entertainment, and we're doing sports writers that nobody heard of and nobody wants to hear. Little boy sports writers. Let me say it again. Clarence, you're fired. Bye, Clarence. Don't come in on Monday. Now, let me see. In afternoons, let's see, midday, QM 47, Waxy 46, which they've never come that close. I didn't have the heart to say the joke. Oh, they've never come that close in midday. That's because George is on in July. But anyway, but you still beat him.
Yeah.
And again, that's 10 to, I'm assuming, 10 to 3.
Right.
So we still had over a 5 in July.
And you look at that afternoon number. And
in addition to which, 2554 persons, we had a 2.9, which means we had about a 5.7 or 5, some from 10 to 3 in.
10 to 2.
So from 10 to 2, we had about a 6. That's not bad, man, 2554. Even in spite of all of this, and in spite of you being on, which they hate you like poison, we still are doing okay.
Yeah, inside the building.
In midday.
Right.
And Joe said, by the way, if you think we're going to renew your contract, you're dreaming. He didn't say that. I don't really care. Waxy in the afternoon, I'm going to tell you, La Bastard, a 6.3 and QM a 2.1. Wow. Holy cow.
Hey, stupid.
Yeah. Who's stupid now, Humper? And at night, Waxy 5.9 and QM a 3.
Oh.
Now, let me give you an interesting number. Persons 25 to 54 in the morning.
Okay.
6 to 10 a.m. Do you know what we had?
No.
Across the street, they had a 2.4, which means they had about a 4-something in men, 25-54. Decent number. QAM, the Kenny and Bo morning show, went from tied for 23rd to 26th, from a 1.6 to a 1.0. Oh, my God, a 1.0. Kenny and Bo and Ethan and Alex and Ethan and Evan and Ethan and Schmendrick and wow. And you know something that hasn't got anything to do with how old I am or how old Hank is or how old Mandich is or how old anybody is or Menashe Skolnick is? That's got nothing to do with it. It's got to do with who knows how to do a radio show and who's entertaining and who can draw an audience. 1.5. Now, are we going to have any promotion when Joe Rose comes back on this station, or is it going to be like strictly on-the-air thing, you know? Because if it's strictly going to be in-house thing, who else is going to know about it? Except people already listening. Which at IOD, remember they were very famous for doing that? And also on this station.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of rejoins. It's called Preaching to the Choir.
Sure.
Oh, you're going to love QAM, but if you're already listening to QAM, see, it doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to get a new audience, you go outside and you beat people over the head with a baseball bat and a hammer. There's a lot of people in this business need to be beaten over the head with a baseball bat. And if I had a hammer... Oh, here's the extrapolation source. Look at that. We already got those from Fat Ass Joe.
Yeah, well, you know...
Thanks, Clarence. This just makes the cheese more binding, as they say in the cheese
They were stuck in the buffer.
Yeah, family had a lot of buffers. The family had a lot of buffers. Now, was that Chi-Chi? What was his name?
Yeah, Cheech.
Cheech? He said...
Right, yeah, buffer. The family had a lot of buffers.
The family had a lot of buffers. Quit suffering, take buffering. I'll tell you one thing. I bet you there's people inside the Banjo Beasley crowd. What did he call them again? The
Backwoods billionaires.
Backwoods billionaires. Plenty of them that are taking a lot of buffering right now. Although they've probably taken a BC powder. And if they're smart, they should take a powder. Wow. But like the guy said yesterday, you know, if we could just play those, we'd probably have a huge number. What?
I'm going to tell.
What? That was for real, man. I'm old. I can't control myself.
You're a rule breaker.
Did Mo leave his bag for me? The gold embroidered one?
Yeah, his bagpipe.
Look at those numbers in the month of July, man. And you know they're going to be trumpeting this, and Barry Jackass is going to be writing about it. Even though it's just a trend, they're going to be all over the place with big trumpets and horns and all this stuff like that. Oh, we kicked their ass. We destroyed them. And if you look at the numbers, I mean, that's what it looks like, except, of course, in midday.
Right.
See, if I was Fat-Ass Jolly Joe, I'd be on the phone with Norma Kent right now before Norma croaks, and I'd say, let's write something out right now. Let's renew Neil for like 5 more years. That's what I would be. And, of course, that would be a bad mistake on my part. You need to be on Sirius, Neil, and you can mail it into the whole country. You're going to need a lot of stamps, though. Somebody please send me a bunch of stamps.
All right, who's looking?
Because if I'm going to mail it in. So what do you think? Pretty desperate, huh?
Yeah, bleak, bad, but whatever. We'll take it. I'll take it.
And by the way, you're 4-7, which is, you and me, but nevertheless, it's mostly you. By far is the highest number on the station. In other words, we didn't.
Sure.
At night we had a 3.
Listen.
And the other day parts we never cracked a 2. We had a 2-7 overall, a 1-5 in the morning, and a 2-1 in the afternoon. And you had a 4. We had a 4-7 in midday.
Even in those years.
And so in other words, over a 5 in midday between 10 and 2.
2 out of the 6 years that we've been doing this thing over the summer, we have not been number 1. 4 out of 6 times.
And you know something? We had way over a 5 because they only had a 2-1 in the afternoon. Boy, that's bad.
Even those times when we were
not.
And
another reason why they only had a 2-1 in the afternoon, because a Mad Dog and the Humper are never on the air. They got some kind of a deal, I mean, with me, it's...
I know. Scammers, all of you. Slackers,
not me.
Scammers.
Not me. Listen, if it wasn't for those Tuesdays and Thursdays, you'd had a 1 share. You know that.
Foot shuffling, lazy, faking your way through life. Foot shuffling, yeah.
Footy shuffling. Yeah, we got Footy is going to be on in the mornings tomorrow.
Hey, I shouldn't laugh.
What?
They're crazy enough to do it.
They are crazy. There's no question about that. Well, it's been, interesting.
Sure, it's been done now.
And to hear the sound in Joe's voice, like, the tremors in his voice. Like, boy, they kicked our butt. And they sure did. They wiped up the floor with our ass. I'm telling you right now. Take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
They had a huge... although I will say this. Guess who had number one in time spent listening in midday? We did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to guess that.
George and...
Oh, God!
Sure.
Number one in time spent listening midday. But the rest of the day parts, they had a huge time spent listening. Huge. Gigantic.
Sure.
People are glued, which either means they had a lot of wired diaries, or you can't keep using that as an excuse, or they're kicking our ass.
Right.
Kicking our ass.
Well, they must be sportsier.
No, they're less sportsy. That's why they're kicking our ass.
Why would you say something like that?
They're less sportsy.
Flies in the face of the logic of this place.
Which is why the bastard had a 6-3 in the afternoon, because he's doing sit-down comedy and stuff like that, and not just pure stupid ass, let's talk about the Dolphins all day because we got the Dolphin games back now,
You must be wrong about that.
Clarence needs to go, okay? He needs to go. Give him a cork. Get a wine bottle, take the cork out, because he needs to go real bad. And I think once he starts gone. Bye, Clarence. Nice knowing you. Maybe he can get a job as Joe Zagacki's valet or something.
Speaking of bye, are you done?
I'm done. See ya.
All right.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and don't forget.
Right, yeah, buffer. The family had a lot of buffers.
Bye, Pops. 3 till 11, 560 QAM.
Yours truly, WQAM. Presents the sweet sound of success. The tune voted best. The number one tune in Miami this week.
Hubba, 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 hubba. Men who like hogging about other guys are usually hiding from what they realize. They want their nose in an athlete size. It's in yellow jockstrap. Much like in sport, fools conceal their fear by talking about sports while drinking a beer. They desire, of course, to be a submissive queer. For some yellow jockstrap. Yellow jockstrap. Yellow jockstrap. Only queers want to hear sports all day. Yellow jockstraps. Yellow jockstraps. The management here is undeniably gay. Anyone who wants to hear just sports all stinking day is dreaming about a locker room, golden shower spray. Yellow jockstraps. Hey, how about those Dolphins? What a game they played. And somebody's kid with the Hurricanes. To talk about it all the time makes you a faggot, I'm afraid. You like yellow jockstraps. Turning and burning out morning shows. No interest in learning about radio. Just a sausage party for a few sportle homos who like yellow jockstraps. Yellow jockstraps. Yellow jockstraps. Sport holds his keys who are and out. Yellow jockstraps. Yellow jockstraps. They're on your mind to be in your mouth. Sports, 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 sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day makes you gay.
11:03, 560 WQAM. So yeah, I feel fine actually. See, here's a funny thing about the numbers and me filling in and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that they say. They say it to me in the building. Joe Bella said it in so many words. You're no Neil Rogers. I get that all the time. See, you don't have to hear that, do you, Chris? Nobody else does.
No.
Because you don't have to fill in for Neil. And I do mean have to. Because whose idea was it? Neil's. After exhausting all these other ideas. But here's the thing that always gets me, is I get beat in the face for not having numbers as high as Neil, which sometimes, because numbers fluctuate, there have been times when we've come on in the summer and the numbers have been higher than they were in the previous. Or they've done, rare occasions, whatever, because there's a fluctuation. And nobody ever mentions that or anything like that. And that's not to say that I have the ability to keep the numbers up as high as Neil. No one else does, but no one else is expected to except for yours truly. But I've got the numbers, and I've got the chart, and I've got the graph, and I got graft. I wish I had some graft. like to go into politics for that. There are lots of people employed in radio making a lot of money, Chris. You might know this. Making a lot of monies that don't get numbers anywhere near Neil Rogers level numbers, or don't get don't get a quarter of the ratings, and they're making a lot of money, way more than me. So I don't have to worry about my ability. You know, if Neil is the best, being second best is good enough. Because let me say it again, and here's something that you won't hear outside of these studios. Even in the because I was trying to tell Neil, and he knows this. Even in the, we've been doing this, this is the 7th year that we've been doing this kind of thing over the summer, which was not my idea at all. I wasn't present while they were cooking it up. I was told about it after the fact.
You were told about it on the air, weren't you?
Well, like the first fill-in, I mean, the year leading up to the summer schedule thing, Neil threw me on a Labor Day, and I was told about that on the air. It went off. Okay, it went off acceptably, adequately, satisfactorily. At least Neil was satisfied that it was doable. I didn't crash and burn. The audience was 80% positive. I got the main thing that was said is like, yeah, rough, really rough, sloppy, but he was doing all the right things. He kept the spirit of it alive. He understands how the show is done, and he was doing that, even though he couldn't put one word after another without tripping over his own tongue. Kind of like now, only less so. So that led to that whole summer idea, which was not my idea, and it was all worked out, unbeknownst to me, that I would be doing 3 days a week and then there would be tapes. And Greg decided that he didn't like me, didn't like the sound of my voice, didn't like me personally. He switched it to tapes 3 times a week and me twice a week, and Neil went nuts and put it back the other way because, see, it's Neil's show, and he's very protective of his show and his ratings because he gets money based on the ratings, based on how we place. So it's very important to him what goes on when he's not on, and it's his choice and it's his decision. But here's the bottom line. This is the 7th year. The previous 6 years, we have maintained our #1 status 4 out of 6 times, which is a record that anyone would be happy to have. The other 2 times, we were #2 and #4. And in each one of those 2 occasions, we were still the highest-rated show on the station by far. By far, in those other 2 years. You follow? In other words, those 2 years, the whole station got lousy ratings. This show included. Open up the mic and they'll hear you.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Right.
Yeah, you just got swallowed up in the numbers, but overall you were still up.
Everybody took a hit, and we were included, and we got edged out by, 1 year we got edged out by 1 station, and another year we got edged out by 3 of them. We were #4, no bonus. The only time that we got no bonus money over the summer. Still the highest-rated show on the station, and you'll never hear anybody mention that outside of these halls. Outside of these, in the halls. You'll never hear it outside of these studios. So I'm not worried about that. And it is sad for the people of South Florida that there is no general interest talk station in town. It's sad for them, not for me. It's not sad for me that when the Neil Rogers show comes to an end, and it will someday, if there is no other general interest talk radio station where I can get a job in South Florida, you know how I feel about that?
You'll be moving.
Ecstatic. Let me tell you with something that has never, ever, a thought that has never formed in my head. Staying here permanently in South Florida.
But
here's a thought that has never crossed my mind. Staying in South Florida permanently. Ever, not once, not for a second. Not for a tenth of a second. Every day I wake up wondering, when and how am I going to get the F out of this pit? Out of this, you know what an antlion is? It's a bug that eats ants, and it does it by building. It's like you saw Star Wars, the big thing in the pit. It's like that.
Yeah.
It digs itself under the sand, and it makes a cone, and it waits at the bottom of the cone. And when an ant slides into it, it eats it. And the ant, because the sides of the pit are steep, the ant can't crawl itself out of it.
Okay.
South Florida is like an antlion trap to me. I'm an economic hostage of this place. I came down here to go sailing. That didn't work out. I had to find a job. When I went to get a job, it was with the intention of making just enough money to get out of here, just like I had done 4 years earlier when I graduated from high school. I'm going to work just long enough to buy bus fare and a little bit of bumming around money to get the F out of this hot, hate-filled pit where I couldn't get laid. Where whatever I was wrong for this place, and like, we'll get to you, Liz, because I'm wrong for this place. But I'm right for you, though. I like Liz. She hates, I don't know, she might have mixed feelings about me. My wife thought she was really funny, but that's because I didn't read the whole email to my wife, Liz. I only read the beginning of it. My wife thought it was really funny that Liz called you, Chris, a lunkhead. My wife thought that was hysterical.
Is this a new email?
This is a new email that you don't know about. I'll be getting to that. Called you a lunkhead. And then I didn't read her the part where Liz took shots at my wife. By the way, right on, honey. I'll adjust your shot. I'll fix your sights for you. Yes, you did hit close to home. I'm gonna hand me your rifle so that I can adjust your sights so that you can hit right at home. Okay? Because you're not far off. Absolutely correct, ma'am. You're not far off at all. About things that impress me, but we'll get into that.
So why am I?
I got trapped down here. Speaking of the wife, that's the segue. I got trapped. I got stuck in South Florida. And you know what? If magically, miraculously, some station were to appear somewhere where I might have a future and they might offer me money, it's like, yeah, I'll consider it, because you know what? I'm lazy, and moving is work. Is it not a big pain in the ass, moving to another town? And it would be very difficult at this stage of my life because I got all this stuff. When I moved down here, I had a giant box full of things and a day pack. That was it. I left all the rest of my stuff in a friend's basement, which got flooded, and I lost everything, like my high school yearbooks, which I wish I still had, so that you could see, speaking of yellow jock straps, that, I had one. It wasn't yellow because I laundered mine. You can, I'll bring my Letterman's jacket. All the pins fell off of it. I got those in a cigar box. I'll just bring the pins. I'll just bring the Letterman's pins. You know what I mean?
You,
all right. The little shoe with the wings on it.
If you want to put them on the door outside to kind of
prove, I might nail them onto the bulletin board.
Everyone else, maybe.
I'll see if somebody has. You know what? I got the classmates thing going. I'll see if anybody has some yearbooks and see if they can scan some of the team pictures and everything like that to show me in the group picture with all the teams and everything. Just for proof that I actually wore one and I was varsity.
And then we'll laminate and put on the door right over
there. Yeah, sure. Why not? But the bottom line is, I can take the numbers that we have achieved here in the summer, and many a radio station anywhere in the country, and I have the ability to. I'd hate the Southwest though, just dry desert. But anywhere else, like Northwest, preferably
Montana.
Sure. Although not a whole lot of radio. I'm thinking Washington State. You ever been to Washington State?
No, I haven't. Not that far.
Beautiful, beautiful area. It's like just right. Seattle is great. Spokane, I love Spokane. Boy, when Suds shows up, we're going to be talking about Spokane again. Yes, it is going to be a Spick and Suds Friday. You are right about that. So I don't have to worry. Everybody pointing the finger, inside the building, that is. You suck. Based on what? Based on nobody gets a number like me in the station except for Neil? Or in town except for Neil? I suck like that? Is that how I suck? Then what are the other people doing? You understand? It's whatever they do, no matter what kind of a number anybody else gets, it's better because it's sports. And you got two stations competing over a narrow slice of pizza pie while the rest of the pie is sitting there in the sun rotting. The flies are having it. Obviously, and this town used to support 4 talk stations. There used to be 4 local general talk stations in this town.
How long ago was that?
15-ish plus. I don't know when they started to fall, when they started to drop like flies, when they started to just wither and die. And of course the popularity of WIOD in the day, when Neil and Rick and Suds and Phil Hendry, Mike Ranieri, Hank, half the people that work here were all on there. That was instrumental in it. I mean, other stations couldn't compete. We were rocking it. We were kicking ass on that station over there. So it's sad for South Florida that there is no local talk, general interest talk outside of this show. And when this show comes to an end, that'll be it. Assuming some other stations, doesn't start up or something like that. And I don't, people are, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do in the show? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna get the hell out of this town, finally. Once and for all. And it's an excellent out, because the wife's like, this is my home. I was born and raised here. I don't want to move anywhere else. This is my home. I was born and raised here. And I'm like, gee, radio for most people is white-collar migrant labor, as my friend once said. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm a traveling man. I don't have a problem with that. That used to be my life, traveling around from one place to another. I'm fine with that. Hell, I like it. Discovering a new place, meeting new people. That's just fine by me. You know what? I miss it. I miss traveling. I miss moving from town to town, living in all these different places. Look at all the wonderful stories and all the wonderful life experience that you get living in all these different places. If you've never been, and Neil talks about this all the time, if you've never been anywhere else but here, you don't know nothing about nothing. You don't know that there's another world out there where people aren't hostile.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I can't wait to get out of this town.
Where are you going?
Anywhere. Anywhere
I just had to come
but
back
the Southwest. Why? Because of my tirade?
I didn't hear your tirade.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
didn't
fine.
hear anything.
Did you have a conversation
we should know about? You think I really sit here and listen to you? I didn't have a conversation with anybody.
I know you don't. That was just
I went over to the
venturing a
convenience
guess.
store and I got 2 bottles of caffeine-free Diet Pepsi.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
And I'm having lunch with my Mexican buddy at noon, so, you know, I'm killing some time, that's all.
Tell him, hola. All right?
He knows that one.
Okay.
He knows a whole bunch of other ones, too.
Tell him, no joda.
Yeah.
All right. 11:14 to be continued on 560 WQAM.
The Radio Shopping Club.
Welcome to the Radio Shopping Club. I'm your shameless host, David. By the way, stick around next hour for RSC's 2-carat gold navel ring extravagation. But that's next hour. Right now, I've got a little something for those sexy seniors out there, specifically the ladies. And you know who you are. I love you. Now, just because you're well into your 80s doesn't mean you can't still feel hot, sexy. And that's the theory behind this next product. It's an all-new adult undergarment lingerie collection that we've decided to call Victoria's Secretion. The name says it all. Take a look. All of these seductive French-cut panties and thongs by Victoria's Secretions are designed to be alluring and absorbent. That's right. Each of these seductive, lacy, feminine pairs of panties designed to not only look hot, 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 but also soak up nearly 2 pints of whatever bodily liquid you involuntarily let fly into them. Imagine feeling downright devilish and downright dry at the same time. It's possible with the Victoria's Secretion adult lingerie from the Radio Shopping Club. If you're a red-hot mama who's looking for a bone-dry bottom, pick up the phone and order Victoria's Secretion adult lingerie from the Radio Shopping Club. Oh, woof, woof. I'll be waiting, baby. Hey, we'll be right back.
RSC, the Radio Shopping Club.
So what time's Ethan Skolnick on, George?
On what? Let's bring him on now.
On drugs.
Let's do it. So you're going to do the show today? This is better than me doing the show.
No,
I mean,
absolutely
not.
not.
I like it way better.
So you did a tirade? I didn't hear any of it. What were you screaming? I heard
That's
something
fine.
about wanting
No,
to
the ratings and
travel
the
around.
numbers and, and what's going to happen. And people are always telling me, what's going to happen when the show comes to an end. And I keep saying, I'm going to get the hell out of this town once and for all. That's what's going to happen.
This is the only day part on this radio station that had a story. This is the only day part. I mean, the other day parts had a story, but it was a sad one.
Well, you'll never hear them telling that story in the hallways or in any other rooms except these studios right here.
Because in July, in spite of the grotesque numbers the rest of the day, we had over 5, and that was mostly you. A little bit of me. A little bit of me. Remember
don't say
song
that.
With the Monkeys?
Yes.
What?
Don't.
Must be the Mars
listen,
bar I just
the last
had.
person
You ever
that said
have a
anything
Mars?
good about me got fired, all right?
Well, that was Miguel. Anyway, if you look at the morning drive, look at these numbers in July. They had a 4-5. We had a 1-5. That's triple. A little bit me, a little bit you, the Monkeys. Red and white label. I forget
request.
what was the name of the label.
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Well, actually,
listen to me.
All
Are
right.
you listening?
I'm listening. Listening.
Triple. 4-5 to a 1-5 in the morning. And the afternoon, 3 to 7, 6-3 to a 2-1. Again, exactly triple. Triple.
Mm-hmm.
Not double. Not 50% more. Triple.
Wow.
And in midday, we edged them out. Actually, we had over a 5 from 10 to 2. I'm sure of that.
Sure. And I feel good about August.
Why do you feel good about August?
I just do.
What happened in August?
I don't know. It just feels good. I feel it right here, in the cockles of my heart.
Rectum.
I see.
Well, no. My heart.
And what a lot of people don't understand is that this constant parade of losers that they kept putting on the air, I mean, you just knew it. How many times did I scream and holler and carrying on about Alex Marvez? Oh, Alex, it's so wonderful. Something. There ought to be people on death row. I don't want to mention that morning pair for what they did to this radio station. And, of course, the people who enabled them to do it by putting them on here in the first place. I mean, talk about ill-conceived. And then letting little Clarence there run around. It would be like letting a little 10-year-old kid come in off the street and play radio. That's basically what we did. And we paid a wicked price for it.
Well, that's where
in
you're
the meantime,
wrong.
their concept across the street is let's put some people on that do some entertainment and some shtick and yuck it up and have some fun. That's what people want. They don't want to hear nonstop. So basically, that's what I think you got. You have a station that was doing sports and entertainment, and we had a station that was doing sports writers who don't belong on the air, even to say hello.
So
although
what we
they
need
do
to do
have
is
Nifty
get
Bauman.
sports here, right? And then,
Yeah, ask Ray Perry. He'll tell you all about it.
No, you know, that's exactly the conversation going on right now. We just weren't sportsy enough. That's the problem.
You just get rid of that midday show and get all ones and twos on it.
We're just a big fat sandbag on their big ratings balloon, you know?
Yeah, that's right. We're the anchor.
Fat,
anchor.
big fat
the anchor
gay
with the canker.
sandbag over
I feel
there.
like Paul Anker. He's Canadian, by the way.
Does he have
and
a shanker?
Lesbianese or something. Where's he from? Somewhere in the Middle East.
I don't know.
I think Lesbianese. Paul Anker. Boy, could he belt out a tune or what? Huh?
He'd make me play him.
Diana, oh Diana, having your baby.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Anker.
Which one do you want?
That's what we need is some music, baby. That'll do it. Put us over the top. Let's get Rick Shaw on board. Come on, Ricky Ticky, out of retirement, baby. Let's get all the old
now you're
parts
talking
on here. What?
All comeback format. All the people that are retired, Rick Shaw, Rick and Suds.
Yeah,
all the
let's
Ricks.
get that demographic up to about 90. Is that Paul Anker?
Yes, it is.
It's a song I never heard in my life.
That's right. That's how we roll here. Full of surprises, baby. All day.
Right. Load up, load up.
Yeah, load up. We loaded up all right. In fact, I can smell it. It's either Ethan Skolnick's bowel movement or it's the rating.
She's over for.
Okay, that's enough of that.
I think so.
Paul Anka. In fact, the first time he opened his mouth, that was too much. He was okay. He was all right.
It was his version of Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Oh, smells like Ethan Skolnick's spirit.
You know what that smells like lately, don't you?
Likes it, by the way. It said smell like lilacs.
Yeah.
So I guess Barry Jackass had his fist right in the middle of it there when he suggested that the big O and Bo in the afternoon. Right. If the Bo camper can duplicate the success from the morning show in the afternoon, we can just shut it off.
Is that your BlackBerry going off?
I don't think so.
Beep, beep.
No.
That ain't you?
No. My BlackBerry is as dormant and quiet as a church mouse.
We're getting some sound.
The red light is not on the dump thing, so everything on this end is fine. Just
whoa!
So what did you do the tirade about? You still won't. I'm not hearing anything.
I did tell you. I told you they did a tirade about getting the hell out of this town when everything comes to an end.
We gotta get out of this place.
Right.
Yeah.
Animals, right? Eric.
I got out. And then, of course, I got these nitwits saying, "Oh, you should do the show from your house, Neil." Well, yeah, all this other crap.
So
Any excuse to try and get me down there more often,
Misery
which I
loves
say,
company.
no chance.
Misery loves company. They don't like it that you're happy up there. They don't like it that you.
I'm very happy. I'm ecstatic.
You found a piece up there.
A piece?
Piece of pie.
They do not have good pizza pie here, I'll tell you that right now.
Piece of burrito.
I told you about that chain Pizza. If you've been bound up for a period of time, trust me when I tell you, go in there and get just a slice. A slice of pizza, as the bird would say.
A slice is nice?
A slice of pizza, and you'll be on the throne all day. You'll feel like the queen.
Well, this is great. I like all these, like this show us interrupt us here. It keeps me on my toes.
It's almost like a crossover.
Almost.
Is it really? Oh, yeah. Let's bring the crossover back with Kenny and Bo next week. Not when I'm on, just when you're on.
You have to be the one to cross-dress, though. You
thanks.
You already, got that reputation.
So what do they got? One more week or what? What's the date? 27th? I guess they have one more week. The Kenny and Bo morning show.
I'm not keeping track. I'll just know when I see Joe in the hall, I'm going to give him a big bear hug. I'm going to stand on a chair.
Give him a big kiss.
And I'm going to give him a hug.
Give him a kiss on the
rectum.
In fact, you being about 2 feet tall, you come right up to about Joe's cheeks.
That's why I have to stand on a chair. I will not be grinding on him.
Well, I'm going out of here. I'm getting out.
All right.
I keep threatening to do that. Now, if I come back in, that's not a good sign.
Don't worry about it. Whatever, it's always your show. Just jump in whenever, man. I'll sit back. Take the wheel. I'll kick back.
Goodbye.
11:27.
See ya.
On all Stormtrooper Radio, 560 QAM.
And now a message from Old School Football Guy.
Michael Vick and his dog-fighting dogs. What the hell? Jack Lambert fought the dogs himself. He wore a barbed wire jock strap and rubbed himself with bacon. Back in my day, we didn't have cheerleaders. We had hookers, and we liked it. Go to hell. Which, by the way, back in my day, had fire and brimstone and gnashing of teeth. Not like hell today with your MC 2-pack and your Lee Harvey Oswald. OJ's innocent. And so what if he did do it? Shut up, I'm leaving.
We do not agree with Old School Football Guy.
27 till 12, 560 WQAM. Is it, are they adjusting something over there? I'm awfully loud back at myself today. Is the overhead there at 7?
We're QAM right now.
We're the control room right now. Yeah. Boy, no, it's nice having, level, volume, some meat.
Yeah, it's very noticeable.
It isn't here. That's great, man. I'm turning everything back down and everything. So yeah, so the end of the tirade is I'm not worried about the future. The people of South Floridonia, people who like this kind of show, not just this show, of course. A lot of people like this show, or you wouldn't be listening right now. But this kind of show, because, you know, like back in the olden days, in the salad days, as we say, back at IOD.
Yeah, what does that mean?
There were, I don't know where it came from. Somebody will call and explain it to us. I can only venture a guess, so this is just a guess based on nothing. Salad is food, and in the olden days we had some salad, and these days we don't.
Okay.
I don't know. You know, I'm sure it has something to do with something, but who the hell knows what. But there were lots of shows to enjoy in this town once upon a time. In those days, in those WIOD days, we would listen to each other's shows, and they would feed on each other, and they would refer to each other. And something that happened on one show would wind up becoming the material on another show, and vice versa. And there would be friendly slap fighting, sometimes not so friendly slap fighting, between hosts and shows and things like that. There would be camps within the building, the soap opera going on, and producers battling other producers to see who could embarrass the other person's host the most, and things like that. Fun stuff. Fun, vibrant stuff that was good for the audience. The audience really loved it. And it showed in the ratings. And that was then, and this is now. And so it's sad for y'all, the people of South Florida, who like good, locally based, general interest talk radio. It's sad for y'all that no one has any interest in putting anything like that on. It's not sad for me. It suits me just fine. Because, see, I'm looking for an excuse to get the F out of this town. All right, and the wife's like, oh, you know, and the response to that is, I'll miss you, honey, or sort of. I don't know. I might miss some things about you, honey. I'll let you know what those things are. And people say, your wife does things for you. Doesn't your wife do things for you? It's like, yeah, but for the most part, things that I've always been capable of doing for myself, and sometimes I do still do them for myself. Well, no, I can't do that. I'm not double-jointed. I can't do that. But you know what? I've never had a problem finding someone to do that for me up until I met her. That's a huge impediment. You know, it's very unattractive. If you think that your physique and your face and your thinning hair is unattractive, nothing is as unattractive as being married, let me tell you.
You know, I've heard about, you know, these girls who are attracted only to the wedding ring.
Yes, we all hear these stories. We all hear these stories about Bigfoot and the Sasquatch and the Loch Ness Monster, but who the hell has ever seen one? I haven't. All right? Who are these people? Where are they? Is there a club? Is there a meetup.com group? Chicks who dig married guys. Where do they meet? Where are those meetings?
Maybe the wrong bars.
Where's the right one? Lori Schutz was in here the other day, giving me the motorboat treatment with her breasts, which is great. Thank you, Lori. Love it. Telling me, I know girls, I got friends that only date married guys because it's just no muss, no fuss, it's just bada boom, bada bing, it's just, you know, they go out, they have a good time, they do the sex thing, they don't have to worry about the baggage, the commitment, and all this other stuff. I'm like, and I hand her the stack of Post-it notes, and I'm like, and I say, start writing numbers, or, you know my number, here, I'll hand you some cards, I'll write my cell phone on the back, start passing them out when you run into these people that you claim exist. Oh no, oh no, you're a liar, you're all liars, these are just stories that y'all make up. So there it is. Oh, and speaking of that, you know, speaking of segues, here's a from Hector on MySpace. This came in, I don't know when. By the way, everybody, I'm behind on all the returning people's emails on MySpace and everything else because I'm doing the show today. But Hector says, hi, Jorge, and he spells it, you know, Jorge. That's, you know, I'm cool. Although, you know, he's still doing it. Harry, the sales guy Harry, who I call Heinrich, he doesn't understand why I'm calling him Heinrich and only speaking German to him. Harry, I know I'm a spick. When you run into black people, do you say, hey, how you doing? You're black. Reminding them what they are. Do you do that, Harry? There are people that do that. Do you when you run into one of your you know, coworkers of color, do you go, yo, bro, what up, bro? Do you say that to them? Because every time he sees me, he goes, hola, Jorge, hola, senor. And I'm like, what do you, oh, yeah.
He's just trying to greet you in your native tongue.
I'm a spick, that's right. I forget. You know, I want years forgetting that, you know, that I was born there until somebody would remind me by speaking some spickish to me. Thanks, Harry. Heinrich. Guten Tag, Heinrich. So Hector says, hi, Jorge. Hey, what's up, dude? Fellow Cobra here, class of 1991. Anyways, I'm not one of your typical weirdo callers for starters. Whatever, like you got to qualify yourself. We don't care if you are a weirdo. Just wanted to say thanks for all the years of good advice about marriage, and he wrote it in all caps. I just hit a fork in the road with my girlfriend, meaning get married or hit the road. Well, I hit the road, and I'm enjoying my mid-30s single for the past 2 months. Take care, dude, and hopefully we can light a little fatty someday later, says Hector. You're on, Hector. It's the least you can do for saving your life, and I did save your life. Trust me.
So unlike many at the station, he took your advice.
He took my advice, unlike some people. Right. I don't know what people think. I don't just wake up one day and it's like, you know what, I'm going to make up some bogus advice and start peddling it to people just to mess with their lives. You see me being all passionate, jumping up and down about something, there's usually a good reason for it, right? Like you saw me being all passionate and jumping up and down about the Maoris for a long time before you actually had a Maori experience, right?
Correct.
And now you can see why I'm so very excited about the Maori experience.
That was awesome.
It's an exciting thing. We'll get into it in greater detail later, but see, if I'm like sour on something, especially if it's something that applies to my life, like being married. And every time the subject comes up, you see me just go off like somebody shot me out of a cannon. Take it as a sign. But that's the South Florida effing way. If somebody's saying something, they must be out to get you. They must be out to F with you, which is, reason number, 1 that I want to get out of this town. Because the atmosphere down here is as if everyone is an a-hole out to get you, and you are treated as if you are. No one believes anything coming out of your mouth because everybody's a freaking scummy liar that you run into. Everyone's looking to get you. And that's how you're treated, and that's the atmosphere. And if you're a nice person, a good person, and you're trying to be nice, they look at you like you're a weirdo or like you're a putz, like you're a victim. It's like, oh, look, there's a person who trusts people.
Poor guy.
Cash, cha-ching, I can bank, I can totally rape this guy. Oh, I'm not talking about you this time, honey. QAM, hello. Although, hey, hello.
Hey, George.
Hey, caller.
Hey, it's better up here in Palm Beach. Is it far enough away for you or not?
I don't know. I would have to, I'd have to sample it, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's a thought. See, I'm an open-minded kind of guy. I don't like to have opinions about things that I know nothing about. I've never lived in Palm Beach, but it's worth a sample.
Yeah.
All right? Are the people hostile?
Neil was up here like 30 years ago.
No, I understand that, but are the people hostile up there? What's the atmosphere? What's the emotional atmosphere there? I'm looking for a place where people are friendly and nice, and not out to get each other, and not treating you as if you're out to get them.
Hey, it's not too bad.
Okay, well,
not too bad.
One of the things that the wife always says, she's when I start talking like this, she goes, "You act like everywhere else is perfect. You act like all you got to do is move somewhere else, and all your problems will disappear." And I say, because this is what people do when they can't argue with your points, is they put words in your mouth and start arguing with the point that they wish that you made, because they got a response to that. I say, no, honey, I never said that any of the other places where I lived were perfect. There are holes everywhere. I said, this is the worst place I've ever lived. By far, no contest, don't even have to take time to think about it. Any one of the elements that I dislike about this place would be enough of a reason for me not to want to live here. Any one of them, and there are many. And just choose one. The traffic. Just based on that alone, I don't want to live here. And that's not even the worst part, as we all know. QAM, hello.
George, how are you, buddy?
How are you, sir?
George, I'm from New York, and I'm not a typical New Yorker. I moved here when I was like 13. I'm 43.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid. Florida sucks, bro. The people suck.
I know.
I'm a musician. I was doing original music for a long time. No support. Just the way they are with teams and sports and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I just want to tell you, I was driving across Clewiston last night because I work odd hours. I'm on call. I do air conditioning. And in Clewiston, and I was listening to the station, the only one I could pick up out there, which was, it was 850 is the station, AM.
Okay.
That's the station I heard Steve Kane on, all right? And I had told Neil about it.
Why? Why?
He was
Why? No.
Some crazy station,
Uh-huh.
But I just want to tell him, last night at like 3 in the morning, man, who's on there? Greg Budell.
Okay. Hey, thanks a lot. You started the call by saying you're not a typical New Yorker. I'll give you that. But I would rather have heard from a typical New Yorker than somebody talking about people that are beneath our notice and beneath the notice of all human life and most animal forms on this planet. 18 till 12 on 560 QAM.
This is CBS.
It is hot. How about a beer, son?
Definitely. Dad?
Yes, son?
On warm days like this, I can't help but feel not so fresh.
You're telling me. Swamp ass, right?
Yeah.
Well, son, I used to have that problem.
You don't get swamp ass?
Hell no. I get soggy bottoms just as much as the next guy. But Daddy's got a little secret. It's Man Ponds.
What?
Man Ponds. It's the only masculine dampness product on the market. See, it's like tampons, but for men.
Wow! Does it work?
You bet your sweaty little ass it does. See, its patented ergonomic design keeps it snug, from your sack to your crack. I could pour this entire beer down my shorts and stay completely dry.
Whoa! So where can I get some?
I'll set you up with one after this beer, but then you gotta get your own.
I love these talks.
Introducing Man Ponds, the only masculine dampness product on the market today. Guaranteed to keep you feeling fresh from sack to crack. Pick up a pack of Man Ponds Dry for regular days, or Man Ponds Plus for those heavy days. Whether you're going for a jog or just have the worst hangover imaginable, give your undercarriage that fresh from the shower feeling. Check your grocer's masculine hygiene aisle. Man Ponds, fresh from sack to crack.
11 till 12, 560 QAM Swamp Ass. Boy, we know it well down here. We would have had that yesterday. We were, hey, God forgive me for bitching that they moved the venue yesterday for the Maori show.
Yeah.
And the Native American show and everything. We walk over to the circle, and here's this, like a sign. You know, it was like a sign because it was one, saying that they had moved the show to the Performing Arts Center 2 blocks south. And I'm like, I got to walk 2 blocks south. I just walked all the way, and I had paid for 3 hours of parking over there in the circle. And I'm like, I got to walk 2 hours south, or I'm going to pick up the car and move it. And I'm not going to move the car. I just paid for the parking spot. I own that parking spot. Can you imagine if we had been sitting during that show out in the heat, out in this nasty swamp heat? I don't know how you people move around outside. But it was a great show. We had a lot of fun. The only thing, and afterwards we had our, our meet and greet and picture taking session. I'll be doing some MySpace stuff, and I'll be sending some pictures to Eric so that he can put them up, pictures of us with Maoris and everything. Did you get any pictures taken with them?
No.
No, well, I'm sorry. I was a little bit, and my wife, and if you wonder, why are you all sour and, beating up on the wife today? I thought you guys were all cool. It's like, yeah, we were until yesterday. She was being herself. She was just raining on everything. Before we even got out there, I was wearing my pirate shirt. It's the only sleeveless shirt I have. I cut the sleeves off of it so that I could
show off
my tattoo whenever. Yeah, and you know what? I've only ever worn it twice in her company, and it was both times because we were going to some sort of a Polynesian event or another where I wanted the fellow Pollies to see that, hey, yo, look at me. I got a Polynesian tat. I dig you people. I'm a Maori, a wannabe Maori. I'm not ashamed. I would love to. I would love to go to New Zealand, get adopted into a tribe, get an honorary Pakeha tribe member. Pakeha is a non-Maori. Us.
Oh, okay.
So I'm wearing that, and I can't believe you're wearing. I mean, she just went on and on. I'm wearing it. I tell you what, honey, I'll drive us there. You can go your way. I can go mine. You don't have to sit anywhere near me. There are people that I know going to be showing up. I'll sit with them. You go find some, somebody. Go find some single men to mingle with. Go single with the mingles.
You and RJ were dressed pretty similar, so,
Sure, except I didn't have my hair in a bun because I don't have enough hair for that. And that's the sad thing is, eventually when I jammed with the Maoris, when I did my haka with the Maoris, which, by the way, you know what that felt like? Like, let's say, because Linkin Park was just in town for Project Revolution and I missed it. And, if you're a big Linkin Park fan, it was like, hey, can I sing Breaking the Habit with you guys? Can I sing One Step Closer with you guys? After the show, hanging out after the show, it's like, hey, can we just do a little bit of, One Step Closer all together?
I have to admit that, I was impressed just seeing you do the haka. But then seeing you do it, you started off the whole rhythm thing.
I got to lead. They made me lead.
You started the whole rhythm thing, and then the three guys okay, maybe he knows what he's doing a little bit, maybe. And then you got going into it, and within like 3 or 4 seconds, they're like, oh, wow. So they had to like do it with you.
Brought it up.
It was just like, wow. And when it was over, I mean, there was...
It was exhilarating.
I'd say it was what, where the area where, I forget what that's called. The
foyer, the lobby.
Foyer, yeah, the lobby.
Whatever.
We're sitting in the lobby. At this time, it's almost 9 o'clock. There's maybe 15, 20 people left in the area.
Right, the hangers on. We were schmoozing.
And I'm standing there right next to you guys, basically, like watching this happen. I'm hearing behind me, wow, who is that guy? And how did he learn to do that? And I didn't just hear it one person. Like 3 or 4 people were like, wow, who is that guy? And how did
RJ,
I was like, wow.
If you're listening and seeing, I wish that RJ had been there because he's the one that taught me how to do that, and that would have made him proud. It's always good when you can impress the teacher, And then afterwards, I could say that guy right there, that cousin of yours, he's the one that taught me. And I appreciate it because, see, it's fun, and it's so beyond words, it's so unlike anything that we've ever encountered because, that's what they call song and dance. Nobody else would call it that. They have martial arts, and they incorporate it into their music for training. They do martial arts to music for training purposes and for working out and to get you used to the movements and all of the various things to make it fun for the kids. It's like going to a karate class, but we're going to do the routine. We're going to do the kata to a song. You understand? It's just this weird, a whole very unique approach to everything that they do, and it looks cool. That's the bottom line. That's what hooked me. The first time you see anybody doing anything like that, you go, oh my God, what the hell? What is it?
Oh my God.
What is that? And as soon, I don't, I'm a hard ass. I'm not easily impressed. I'm very jaded. I'm not easily impressed. And you see that, it's like, it was not only impressive, but so impressive that I wanted to learn how to do it.
Impressive. Most impressive.
So,
that was just awesome.
I was so stoked and charged from that whole night. First of all.
Oh, I mean, we were in the lobby. It was like you had like 5 Cuban coffees because you were just everywhere.
Sure. And did you notice what my wife was doing the whole time? Sitting in a chair, looking at me with narrow eyes and pursed lips, arms folded across her chest, going, there he goes again. There he goes again. There he goes again. She doesn't like me.
Oh, don't say that.
She likes certain things about me, like I don't want to, leave my children in her hands. She likes that about me. Yes, Liz, I'm starting to address your facts here little by little. Don't worry, I'm going to milk it slowly. You're wrong about some things. I'll set you right. We disagree. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having this back and forth thing with Liz. But you're very close to home on some points. I'll give Liz credit where it's due.
I'd like to know why I'm a lunkhead.
Oh, don't you know why you're a lunkhead? You're the poster child for lunkheads. Because you called her money grubbing, and she's going to correct you, and I'm going to side with her on that one. She says some things about Lucy that I'll correct her about. Lucy's doing the right thing. Lucy's helping herself, Liz. You'll understand once I get into it. Here's another thing you didn't notice is unfortunately I was drinking a lot of soda, so I had to sneak out and take a break.
Is that why you ran? I was wondering what happened because
I ran.
All of a sudden we heard this commotion, and you were just darting up the thing.
And I knew that they were going to start. They were doing the mellower song and dances, and they said that they were going to start haka-ing later on, and I didn't want to miss any of that. No precious moment of that. So I had to go to the bathroom, and so I'm sitting there at the urinal, and here's this guy. And it's just sour, typical, exactly what I was talking about, typical South Floridian kind of a thing. So, what do you think about this? And I said, about the Maori stuff? I said, I think it's the greatest thing ever. I said, so you think it's worth it? Worth it. It's free. The parking is free. There's no that's worth it. It's free. I'd drive to Orlando to see this show if that's the only place that they were coming. So you know about it. It's like, yeah, and I just on and on. I could have said some things. I thought about saying some things, but you know me. I'm not going to spin the cycle that way. I'm going to spin it in the other direction if possible. Unlike a typical South Floridian, if somebody's being all nasty and hostile, instead of doing the gut thing, the reaction thing of telling them what you think of them, it's like, well, aren't you a piece of work? You come here to a free show. These people traveled halfway around the world to share their culture with you. The Seminoles are paying for this. And you're sitting here whining and bitching because they moved the freaking venue? You'd rather be sitting in the sun right now, getting swamp ass? You miserable sack of South Floridian crap. You are why I hate this place, sir. I didn't say that. Instead, I just said positive things about the show and how glad I was that it was indoors and the AC was nice and cool. Wasn't it nice and comfy? And how the acoustics in there were great. When they were stomping on the stage doing their haka stuff, it made this big crunchy boom all the way through the auditorium. Wasn't that great?
That was
awesome. And you were in their face and they were See, What's better than a band that gets chicks? A band that scares chicks. So what's better than an act, a Polynesian native indigenous peoples act that sounds good? Something that'll scare you. It was cool. They were great. The Amakura people. They got another show tonight. As a matter of fact, the flyer's around here somewhere. Look at this. At the Seminole Tribe Main Auditorium. Not too late. 6300 Sterling Road in Hollywood. Hey. Well, if I didn't have plans for Horan, maybe I'd go see them again, but it's not too late for you guys. There you go. Amakura. Great show. The house was packed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was only in there eventually.
Yeah, when they had us all stand up to kind of learn how to do one of the simple dances.
Audience participation.
I was behind this, I was like, wow, this place is totally packed.
The place was totally packed. It was fun. Nice people. And see, here's the thing about them. And, the one lady was shooting me a dirty look because the girl comes out and she says, kia ora, and I said kia ora back. And she shoots me this dirty look, and it's like, that's hello. That's what they like to hear, bitch. Sour-looking, green persimmon-sucking bitch. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't see that one.
Oh, great. We're going to lose power today. That's fine. We just had a little bit of a lightning strike. Is it raining cats and dogs out there? It's probably because I said bitch. She said hello. I said hello back, bitch.
Yeah, no, I was asking them. Like Craig and a couple of them said it's almost a combination of everything. It's hello,
K-I-A,
good tidings,
right,
good luck.
It's like aloha. It's like aloha. It's all of it. It's like ciao. It's great. And they were great. And here's another thing that I know, having hung with them at least for 5 minutes, the Maoris, and most people like it when you like their culture. Most people are very flattered when you take an interest to their culture. And they like their culture. They're proud of their culture. And if you're, into it and impressed by it and everything, that makes them feel good. And they epitomize that. The Maoris epitomize that. They're just touched and flattered. The Maori guys, after I did the haka jam with them, all back-slapping, back-patting, like I paid them a compliment. Of course it's a compliment when somebody takes the time to learn something about another culture. And that isn't easy to do, by the way. Because learning how to, do a chant or a song or something in a language that you don't speak when you don't know what the hell you're saying, it's way harder than when you do know what you're saying. Because how do you know if you're saying it right or not? Only by memory. So that's the plan now. Is we're going to teach you and Josh and all these other people, and like next time we're all drunk at a party, we're going to do the kamite. It gets chicks. If you don't think that it gets chicks, did you hear the women talking after the show?
No.
The women that we were with talking after the show.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. You paint some swirly designs on your face, put on a grass skirt, and then start stomping and making faces. You're going to get laid. It's 12. It is 12 on 560 WQAM, 12:05 on 560 WQAM, 12:06. Why is the clock perpetually wrong in here? I just reset it. I'm reading the time off my watch over here. By the way, come see Dirty DNA if you like that kind of thing. Modern punk sound, retro punk sound. Former members of Crease and their Crease is on hiatus. This is the new act that they got going on. Pompano, tomorrow, 2480 Hammondville Road, whatever is that? Is that the Pompano Beach Amphitheater or something?
I have no idea.
Doesn't say it on here, Fritz. Whatever is at 2480 Hammondville Road, Suite 3? Really? At The Scene. The Scene? Never heard of it, but of course I don't get to Pompano that often. It's $10. 2 minutes from the Turnpike, Coconut Creek exit. Also appearing Red Sky South, Seasons Lost, and Indium. I assume these are local or up-and-coming bands. And that's tomorrow. And don't forget tonight, one more chance to see Amakura.
Yeah, now where is
Maoris from New Zealand, 6300 Sterling Road in Hollywood, at the Seminole Tribe of Florida Main Auditorium.
So is that on the...
Somewhere on the res somewhere, yeah.
Area?
And the Seminole stuff was good. I missed the storytelling guy. I would have sat through the storytelling guy, but if I had been sitting through that... how long was that story? 40 minutes? If I had to sit in the sun getting swamp-ass listening to the storytelling guy, I might not have enjoyed his story so much. I wanted to hear the Native American creation myth. Not that it's any more likely to be true than any of the other creation myths, but why not? Why not hear it? QAM, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this a Neil Rogers show?
This is the Neil Rogers Show. Neil's busy right now. Can I help you with something?
Oh, yeah, I'm just calling about what you were talking about, the Maoris.
Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed that, stuff like that. What you were talking about, they put their stuff to music.
Yes.
Their martial arts.
Yes.
Because if you look at the Trojans...
It's for training purposes. They get the kids used to doing the martial moves by making dances out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you hear programs like about the Spartans, they used to do the same thing.
Yes, make it fun for the kids.
Exactly. The Argon drill, what they have.
Sure.
Like the best musicians and drummers in the world they used to have.
Go see the show.
Oh, yeah, I have to see that show. Because
It was spectacular.
There's another good show they used to have. I don't know if you ever seen it before. It's called Ranga Niketan.
No.
And that is from India. But, you know, like Oriental people, but they're from India.
Yes, yes.
And they had the show all over the place. They had it in the Hare Krishna temple in Miami. And they used to have another show, too, going on. And that's very exciting, too. Also the same thing, martial arts, but with music and dances.
Right on.
And unarmed combat and combat with swords and spears. It's
Sweet.
very exciting.
All right.
I love stuff like that.
Me too. Thank you very much.
All right.
Go see him, man. Go see him tonight. 6300 Sterling Road. Main Auditorium, the Seminole Tribe. It says Seminole Tribe of Florida. I guess that's a place. QAM, hello.
Hey, George.
How are you?
How you doing?
Fine.
Hey, I just had a question about you were announcing the location for the ex-members of Crease. You know, we're
Yes.
on Hammondville Road.
Yeah, the place is called The Scene. I wasn't reading ahead. I'm a bad reader, you know. They're going to be performing tomorrow night at The Scene. They're in a new group now called Dirty DNA.
Okay, Dirty DNA.
Check them out.
Okay.
MySpace.com/Dirty DNA, all one word.
I just want to make a comment. You know, I mean, that area doesn't lend itself to that sort of music. It really, really
Well,
puzzles
just lock
me
your
why-
doors, you know. Lock your doors. What can I
Oh,
say?
believe me, in the daytime you have to.
Okay.
Hey, by the way, George, you're really I'm not cutting on you. I'm saying, like, you're overmodulating on the phone a second time. I just thought I'd put
All
that
right.
in for public
Thanks a lot.
service.
It ain't us. That is beyond our control. I have absolutely no ability to regulate how hot we pour into your phones. QAM, hello.
Hello, George.
Hello, caller.
Hey, a question.
Sure.
Couple things. Why can't you guys get rid of the Spanish station in the background, for Christ's sake?
Okay, next question. It's because
All right, next
it's
question.
beyond our control. How's that?
All right, well, next question. What does the rating mean? Like, if you have a 5 share, how many people are listening? If you have a 3 share, how many people are listening?
That changes during the day. What you hear when you hear that number share, let's say a 5 share, that means 5% of the people listening to the radio at that time. And that number changes because the number of people listening changes continuously throughout the day and by the minute, by the hour. There are more. You understand? But so all you can do is get a percentage of the audience listening at the moment. So depending on there are a whole, like when we get that number, there's a whole row of numbers there. Do you understand?
20,000 people, 100,000 people?
Sure, yeah.
As many as 100,000?
Absolutely, sure.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Okay, George, I'm listening to you. I'm getting used to you over the
Great. 100,001. QAM, hello.
Yes, I've been listening to your show, and I like the way you say you've been doing the haka with RJ.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm one of the guys who danced the haka for 15 years.
Are you a Maori?
Yeah, the Maori.
Kia ora.
We had a show here in Miami. North Miami.
Hey. I said kia ora.
Yeah, kia ora.
All right. Don't leave me hanging.
You do the kamate.
Give me some notes. I do the kamate, man. Kamate, kia ora, kamate, kia ora, tenete tangata puru. Na naitike mai whakawhititera. Aupane. Aupane whakawhititera. How do you like that?
Yeah, very great.
Watch me do it, man. I was wowing the crowd yesterday. I do it right, man. I do it right. I put the face on, I stomp, I slap, I get myself all red. You should see.
I've been listening to your show, but I was listening to those guys that do the football show, but now I'm interested in you.
That's right.
You like that kamate stuff.
You know it. I'm gonna get a tayaha. I'm gonna learn a peru haka. You wait.
All right, guys.
All right.
All right, sir.
All right.
I'm a friend of RJ. He knows me.
Well, I know him. I know RJ. I know Joanna. I know Heymana. I used to know Leilani. I guess she took off. And now he's listening to the radio. All right. Hey, kia ora, mate.
I'll be listening.
All right. Kia ora.
Kia ora.
All right. Take it easy, man. Don't leave me hanging like that. I was pulling all the Maoris in, giving them some nose and everything. It's like, whoa, okay, the nose. Here you go. 1212 on All Nose Radio, 560 QAM.
Sports. 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 I like reading the sports section.
I like reading the sports section, too.
The paper's better than using a computer. You can read the paper on the toilet.
Yeah, I don't like computers, because what's that got to do with sports?
Sports.
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 We got a girl in here.
Yeah, a girl.
Hello.
See, we're straight. That's a girl.
Girls are okay, but I'd rather stare blankly ahead and just talk about sports.
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 Kind of hard to believe we're losing the morning show. I mean, like, there just got to be somebody out there that just wants to hear about nothing but sports.
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 What do you think the new morning show is going to be about?
Sports.
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 Sports. Sports.
Yeah. Drive home with us today and listen and have your say. It's time for the Spick and Suds Show. And I'm not wearing any clothes.
Stay there, okay, that's me licking her small, that's me licking her cleavage, that's right, I ran my tongue right up her cleavage there, yeah, boy. Okay, and how'd he get in that picture? Okay, Suds, you can take your seat now. I'm just showing Suds some slideshows, bringing him up to date. It's Suds Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, the world-famous Suds Coleman of Rick and Suds fame. Don't worry about your gum. You know, you got garbage next to you over there. These are your user-friendly studios, since we designed them ourselves, sort of, kind of. Where there's a garbage within arm's reach of anywhere you might be at. You got the big one.
Just
there,
like home.
Yes, look.
Oh,
for you, for you, Suds, for you, spare no expense. Now they would not
to
give
the
us
engineering staff at
WQAM.
Oh yeah,
Read
WQAM.
this.
I heard about the book. I forgot what the callers
Yeah,
were.
don't worry.
And
so did everybody else.
Congratulations on cleaning up this microphone. It is absolutely.
That's Steph, who
I'm
loves
licking
this. He took it apart and steam cleaned it.
No kidding.
They put it in an
I didn't know you could do
autoclave.
that.
You know those autoclaves that they have at the hospital for sterilizing the equipment? Yeah. We autoclave that microphone. So now, any food that gets in that microphone is going to be coming out of your mouth. Very soon. As soon as Tony shows up with some pizza pie.
All for me.
No. It's for us.
Well, now this thing's all cleaned up. People will be able to understand me.
It's going to smell.
I'll never be able
it's
to
going to
come
smell
back.
like weed and pizza because of
that's
you.
Right. That's where weed pizza and sour apple martinis.
Pizza. The pizza you can't stop eating.
Well, you know, I have partaken
pizza.
in that, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Sure.
And it works?
It didn't do any harm.
Okay.
No.
You know, I can't say honestly, because I've had the brownies, and I can't say honestly that I've ever felt anything from eating it.
I have to agree with the brownies. Plus,
everyone says, "Oh no, you're full of crap." Oh
I only have
blah, blah,
one
blah.
batch of brownies like that really tasted very good. They were always kind of something. I have one though.
It doesn't taste good when you chew on it. Quite frankly,
no.
It's not a very good lettuce.
It's like putting a big water pot in a tea bag and sticking it in. Hey,
people waste it. We've been accused of that. We've been accused of that. As a matter of fact, I got another picture I want to show you. We get accused of wasting it all the time, and that's because of our method.
I see.
Because the wife doesn't like bowls; she likes rolls. She likes, you know what I mean. And I know that's not very efficient, but what am I? Who am I to argue? I got so many real problems, with her that don't include that.
I can't believe it. You know, such a wonderful woman. Of course, I only see her a couple of times a year.
Well, she likes you. She likes you and your wife.
She likes
me.
She doesn't like you, though.
No. She likes things about me. She likes my paycheck. She likes how easily manipulated I am. She likes that, I'm a stand-up guy that does the right thing. She likes those things about me. She likes that I'm hooked up with all these freebies that she can glom onto. We go to a lot of restaurants for free and whatnot. She likes that.
Sure.
I think I'm done.
Wow. She doesn't like that shirt, though, huh?
She doesn't like the pirate shirt with no sleeves on it. She likes that I impress other people because it benefits her sometimes, but she is not impressed by me at all in her own right. But she acknowledges that some people are impressed. She laughs at those people and thinks that they're silly for being impressed by the likes of me, and but not that she's not willing to take whatever comes along with that. You impressed someone and we got something free because of it. That's great. You still suck. You're still a lousy excuse for a person, but that's great.
Oh man.
So. Well, no, that's not true. See, she has a high opinion of me. She just it's like this. There's business and there's personal.
Yeah.
She has a high business opinion of me. Personally, she can't stand me. Personally, she has no warm feelings for me whatsoever.
So you're halfway there.
Yeah, I thought that I could make progress in that department by being really nice. Here's a tip to all these guys out there. You got a woman and she doesn't like you very much. You think you're going to get her to like you by being nice. Guess what? It doesn't work that way. No. Leave. You know what? Leave and then she'll like you.
Yeah. If they like you, they'll like you if you're stupid. Like me.
Oh.
Look at Pam,
I think it's too late to put that act on. I already used too many big words. I don't think she would buy that. Speaking of stupid, did you know that Chris was a lunkhead?
Well, I sort of heard that on the way in. Yes,
that's what Liz said. You've heard about Liz. Liz, I love Liz. She loves me. We disagree about, many things, which is good, which is why we had this exchange. Yes. She wrote me an email saying, hey, I agree with everything you say. That would have been, you would never have heard of Liz.
No.
Never would have said anything about Liz. I have respect for Liz. She has respect for me. We have a different value system. She's more interested in superficial things than I am. And that could, if I was raised in a household that had money, maybe I would share her tastes and her interests in the things that are available at Bal Harbor for money, but I have no interest in anything there, however affordable it might be to me.
Yeah.
But she does, and that's her prerogative, of course. And I assume that she's a South Floridian, so she has these value systems. But I don't want to get away with. I don't want to forget to read her letter today. I've been saving it up for today.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't know if we have time to do it justice before the break over here that we got to take.
Appropriate music, or shall I could just hum.
I could find some appropriate music when we come back from the break.
All right.
Because Chris is a lunkhead. And then she takes shots at my wife. Then they're all valid. I'm going to let her take shots at the wife. The wife takes shots at her. Why not?
How about you, Chris? You going to take some shots?
He already did.
That's what I will.
He already did. Oh. That's what generated this.
She called me a lunkhead because I called her a money-grubbing whore.
Oh, well,
she didn't quote whore part. I don't remember you saying the whore part, but you definitely said money-grubbing. She responded to you saying money grubbing.
Yeah.
And there you go. Josh is here in time for lunch. We got Tony's coming up soon. Hope you guys have tip money. You know what? I owe people $1.
You never have tip money.
I only have 20s.
I have some tip money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, then tip this.
I got it.
Cool. Let's dig into Suds' wallet for a change. I had to borrow soda money last night because I only had 20s and they didn't have change at the concession stand. It's 12:26 on All Tip Radio, 560 QAM.
You hear what they say. It's all next on Larry King Live. Aging rock star Britney Spears.
Hello.
A lot of tabloid stories about you.
These people, they want stories to sell.
Britney, death watch.
It's reality.
What do you make of all this? The National Enquirer says you're being treated for early Alzheimer's.
Ew, don't say that.
What's the story?
It's a reality that we have.
Do you have a drinking problem?
I've had amaretto sours, and if I'm going to drink, and I love red wine right now.
Quick anger?
Well, I didn't think of it at the time.
What's the biggest misconception about you?
I love sex in the butt with my girlfriend.
Whoa.
And you could possibly never realize you could love something that much.
Girls just want to have fun.
I love that feeling.
The station calls Clark Summit, Pennsylvania. Hello.
Hello, Brittany?
Hello.
You're completely single right now, right?
Completely single.
Well, I've always had a crush on you.
If you want it, you just get it.
Cool. Will you do me tonight behind the bowling alley?
Yes, I will.
We'll be right back on Larry King Live. Don't go away.
29 till 1, 560 WQAM. It's the Spick and Sud Show, Friday edition, as usual.
Yes, I will.
Can't get enough of this.
What
Lucy's
a waste.
cuter than you.
What a freaking waste.
What?
Brittany.
I know.
She could have been reinvented after all of this, and she just...
I console myself with this.
Screwed it up.
I wouldn't I wouldn't have been able to get there anyway. So what difference does it make that she...
Oh, no. By that bit, you might be able to.
Well, yeah, but no. Realistically speaking, I never had a chance anyway because I don't smell like Heaven Federline. He stunk. Did you hear that story? He had bad B.O., and I guess she likes that kind of thing. Remember the guy that she married for 5 minutes?
She's from Louisiana, so...
Remember the goober with the giant ears that she married for 5 minutes? It's obvious the kind of guy that she goes for, and I'm not it.
Well, I still have a chance.
Josh, if we took Josh and gave him a different haircut and didn't allow him to bathe for a week or shave for 3 days, Josh might have a chance. As a matter of fact, what we'll do is, and here's some more things that we can do to make you more attractive to Brittany. Dress you up like you're a wannabe rapper. All right, get the new hat, put it on your head sideways. Take your fists and pound them up against the asphalt so that you get some knuckle abrasions going. Some knuckle abrasions so that you look like you fight a lot. And she'll just dive right into your bed. She'll dive right in it. She'll dive right into your pants.
Nicole Richie's already ahead of Brittany in this respect. And Nicole's already letting her baby drive the car.
I'm going to save Liz's letter for Monday because Monday ain't going to be nothing going on. I'm going to waste precious Suds time. I'm going to have nothing on Monday. Monday's going to be all Chris is a lunkhead radio, and my wife is a I don't know what name Liz is trying to call her over here. Sloppy
is this
slacker.
The letter?
My wife is a sloppy slacker. Liz, are you one of our neighbors? Have you met my wife? Are you looking in the window, Liz? You're so... And she goes,
well, we'll just read the
oops,
letter.
Sorry, George. Am I hitting close to home? Close. Close, but not there. I'll adjust your sights for you, Liz. I'll adjust your sights so you can hit the bullseye. You're not far off. Okay? I mean, I'm a stickler for accuracy. But I'm going to put Liz's letter over here. What does that have to do with Newcastle ice cream?
I've never heard of Newcastle ice cream.
That's why you came here.
Newcastle,
we are on
Pennsylvania.
the cutting edge of the cutting edge.
Ale. I've heard of it. Well,
right. Where the cutting edge ends, that's where we begin over here on this show.
Newcastle ice cream.
Newcastle ice cream. Somebody sent this link in for me over here. It's in England. It's available now. It's Newcastle brand ice cream, and it's beer flavored ice cream.
No kidding.
I'm not.
Wow.
I joyce you
With
not.
Newcastle, I assume.
Here's the picture. You can't make it out, but you can read the article over there and read the English.
Oh, that's a Newcastle. That's a Newcastle bottle.
Yeah. So now what we have, as a matter of fact, I had Newcastle last night. The Ale House has Newcastle on tap for what it's worth. Hollywood Ale House, if you want to know.
They also have. All the ale houses, at least the one in Davie, they have Guinness. But here's what the deal is. They serve it in one of those mugs, that's frosted and cold.
Yeah.
Guinness doesn't...
I know. But, see, I'm not a fan of the tepid beers.
Oh.
I do like my beer to be really cold.
Well, here's a nice
I like
bud.
everything to be cold, like my wife's heart. I like red wine is supposed to be served at room temperature, and I like it chilled. Call me a barbarian if you will. I don't care. I like it cold. QAM, hello, Spick and Suds Show.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Are you taking phone calls?
No. Well, unless this is an audio illusion, it sounds like I just did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the air?
You're on the air right now, so whatever stupid crap you got to say, this is your time.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to comment. This is Ed Jordan. I wanted to comment on, I know you all are burnt out about the Michael Vick story.
No, we're not burned out. That would imply that we've been discussing it at all. But go ahead. What do you got? We'll make the best of it.
My thing of it is usually, I'm not going to say anything that hadn't already been said, but you know what? What he did was wrong. I agree. But I think, the people, the media, and some people act like he just killed 50 people.
Okay, well,
that's
here on this show, we don't play the what is more bad than anything else. For example, if you kill one person, or if you kill 50 people, or if you kill one dog, or if you kill 50 dogs, we don't play that kind of a game. If you do something scummy, we say you're scum. Period. That's it.
My point is, at all the things that are happening in the world, and also in the sports world, it's just somebody fixing games or whatever. And even
the media certainly does not air the things that they should be airing most of all. But this is a story that has legs because people like dogs.
I can understand the steroids stories with bonds and all that other kind of stuff.
No.
But the way
I don't.
people are reacting, it looks like he murdered like 100 people.
He might as well have, and I guess all those people are racist. Thank you very much. I know, he was on the wrong show, and he might figure it out or not. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, you need to call back at 2 o'clock, that last caller.
Okay.
Listen, real quick, man. Suds, I'm glad you're in today because you're the reason why I called. I just want to say that the best radio I've ever heard in my life was Mike Ranieri, 6 to 10, Neil Rogers, 10 to 2, Rick and Suds, 2 to 6, and Clarence, you got to hear this, 2 hours of sports, 6 to 8.
By the way,
Mad Dog.
WIOD Sports Talk, that tight 2 hours of sports talk was phenomenal. It was tight.
Great.
And that was the best. When I first moved to Florida back in 89, 90, that's what I would hear on IOD. It was Mike Ranieri, Neil, Rick and Suds, and it was phenomenal.
I just have never seen anything that vivid and that massive.
It's running a little fast, isn't it?
But that was the best radio ever.
No. I tighten all these things up. Thank you very much. No, those were good days. I was talking about that earlier. And all of the shows fed off of each other. It was like this ongoing soap opera that made its own gravy. Just add air.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
QAM, hello.
Hey, George, I don't mean to tell you this because you just said that you drank Newcastle ale last night, but I have a friend that's from England and from Newcastle. He's actually from a little town outside of Newcastle called Reading. And he says that the people from Newcastle don't even drink Newcastle beer because the plant that it's made in is so disgusting that you wouldn't even want to have a dog suck out of the bottle.
All right.
So
more for me.
I don't know.
Sounds like right up my alley.
Add extra roach. It tastes better.
Yeah, it may give you an extra kind of zing, but, I just want to let you know. Cause
okay. You know what? When you talk to your friend, ask him what they do drink in Newcastle. We'd like to try that.
Hey, George. But
what?
You got to be like
Miller Lite.
I stopped drinking at all. I just hit it up with the fire.
I do it all.
Hey, you got to be 420 all day. That alcohol you put in your system, I get stupid.
If they let us smoke inside the building,
hey, George,
we'd be high now.
Hey, George, I got the ball in the car, but I got the pipey pipe. Oh!
Thank you, sir. Oh, I thought he was gone. Too bad. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, I'm here to talk about cooking with marijuana and beer also.
Now, you cook with them both together?
Okay. Yeah, so the cooking with marijuana, you can't just throw the pot into whatever cooking thing you're making, because if the pot doesn't reach a certain temperature, the THC won't release. So you're just eating pot for nothing.
Okay.
So when you eat it, it won't...
Especially with brownies, which can, most recipes are butter and oil is usually added to the brownie mix. Is you put that butter and oil into a pan on your burner, put the pot in there, and you steep it in that, bring that to a real light boil. And that will release all the THC into your butter and your oil. And then
butter.
Strain that.
Wheat butter.
Popcorn. Put it on
popcorn. You actually strain all the pot out and throw it in the garbage.
Popcorn.
Okay.
And all the THC is in your butter and oil. You make the recipe as follows. And
clarified weed.
Yeah.
All right.
And second,
yes.
As far as what Suds was talking about with the Guinness and ice cold glass, that bartender should be shot dead. That is
Amen, brother.
Faux pas, basic bartender rule.
I don't want it warm, but geez.
Drink it cold, but they never would put anything in a frosted ice glass.
No.
And he's a stranger.
Yes, he is. They don't get any stranger. Thank you very much. See, I don't. Everything is subjective, including taste, and I talk about this. I didn't. I had to learn to like beer. I wasn't one of these people that liked it. My friends forced me, the Montana people. They did it on purpose. And it was like, we're going to go out shooting, we're going to load the cooler up with beer and all kinds of munchies and chips and pretzels and things like that, and we're going to be gone all day, and there's not going to be nothing for this little spick to drink but beer. And so, eventually, you choke down enough of it where it doesn't taste like bitterness.
You're out there
tasted like nasty bitterness.
At a deer.
Oh, we weren't. We weren't drinking hunting was serious business. We were just when you'd go drinking, we would just call it shooting, but there was no such thing as going shooting unless you were also taking something to drink.
Sure.
There's no such thing. It steadies your hand.
Every deer season where I lived in Pennsylvania, like I said, in the middle of nowhere, but during hunting season, all these guys from Pittsburgh and Buffalo, they'd show up, and every year, doe season. Every year, somebody'd shoot
the non-hunters
a giant buck.
Don't know, but
and a cow. Yeah, every year.
So people don't know, doe season is like, what 1 week long season where you can shoot the females only, and then the rest of it you can only shoot bucks. Listen, we could tell stories all day long about the out-of-towners that would come to town and shoot all kinds of things that they didn't. My favorite one, somebody shot a farmer's mule. Listen, I joyce you not, and they were deadly serious. They actually gutted it and took it to the checkpoint, tagged all proud, and here was the actual excuse. I thought it was a mule deer. Straight. And listen, if I hadn't been living there at the time and knowing the dude that got the mule shot, I wouldn't have believed it. QAM, hello.
I thought it was a mule deer.
Hello. No time for that. We got other callers on here. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, how are you?
Great.
But in that great radio mix, you forgot Phil Hendry.
I mentioned him earlier.
He came out at 8 o'clock.
What happened to him? Because the syndicated show's off the air.
I don't know.
I don't know. The Suds know?
No, I don't. No.
We don't all hang out together, you know. People think that all this radio people hang out together. Just me and Suds. And if Suds is busy, then me and his wife hang out.
Yeah, and I like that better.
So does she.
Because that was great.
So do I.
Suds and Phil Hendry and Neil Rogers.
Yes, it was. Take a lesson. Somebody, hey, anybody in town with some idle money, want to make some? I know how. Put a radio station on. Nobody else is doing it right now. 18 till 17 till 1 on 560 WQAM.
By me?
I don't know. We're getting ready to go back to school. Back to school shopping.
So it's not all just fun and games.
I've been going to this high school for 7.5 years. I know dummy.
Show your teachers some respect.
Hey, it's back to school day. Been sleeping in all summer long. There's no way I'll get up.
He's sleeping.
Gonna see my friends. Hope they aren't all lame. Don't wanna worry about what I'll wear. Don't wanna be a geek.
I must say that's really geek.
'Cause it's back to school time. Teachers and principals, they're all high and freaking out. My zits are ripe. Don't even wanna start to cry.
I can't stop crying.
Hey, I'd rather go out and hang, but I got a pile of homework now. This is hell.
This homework is so frustrating.
'Cause it's back to school time. Teachers and principals, they're all high and breaking out, looking like a pizza-faced guy. Can't even, I think I'm gonna cry. 'Cause it's back to school time. Teachers and principals are totally high and breaking out. My zits are ripe. Can't even, I think I'm gonna cry.
I might. 12 till 1, 560 QAM. You know what would be wrong with that system? Suds was just explaining the Don and Mike system. Want to share that with the audience for the jokes, which we don't do jokes anyway, but just, we would have to apply it to our own format over here, and that is, if you want to get on the air and make a comment.
I don't know if it's a great idea or not, but I just never heard
Not for us, it's not. I will tell you why.
Because what they do is, if you call and want to tell a joke, they make you give them your cell phone number, and then they'll call you back.
Right.
And then you can tell the joke, and if they don't like it, don't laugh, they put your number out on the air and on their website.
That's great. The only problem is, we have people in the audience that would that like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're starved for attention. Yeah. They don't have any real friends. And that's the problem with it. Yeah. When you don't have any real friends, anybody to call and share, good times and bad times with, someone that you can call and just talk to, then that just leaves us. Yeah. The one phone number that is going to get answered.
You'll be up there pretty soon. You'll be able to. Oh.
What?
Was I supposed to say that?
I'm going to be up where?
Up in D.C. The XM deal.
Oh, yeah, very soon. Any minute now.
You and Josh.
That's right.
And now, I understand, they've worked Chris into the deal.
You know it.
They're calling them the Miami Musketeers. I read this in the trades.
Mm-hmm.
They say late 08.
It's all true.
Springtime 09.
But we're going to change his name to Lunkhead.
And you guys are going to like living in D.C., I'll tell you
right
now.
Hello, QAM. Caller, you're on there with us.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, George.
Hi.
How you doing? Listen, I had to make a comment about the gentleman who called about the Newcastle.
Okay.
Okay, the thing is, I love that beer. I don't care
Me
what
too.
I don't doing something right.
I don't care if it's made out of earthworms.
We love that, man.
I'll tell you one thing. I just recently got pulled over a few months ago. Got arrested for having nothing but a roach. First time ever being in trouble in my life.
You got arrested for a roach?
An open roach?
Yeah,
What a butt plug cop found you.
Unfortunately.
What kind of a wife-beating drunken hole is he?
I couldn't believe it. I've never been in trouble in my life. And then, you know, I'm on 3 months probation. I can't smoke, and then I'm dying here. So I'm becoming an alcoholic.
Wow. Yeah, no, there's alcohol.
What month are you in?
I'm sorry?
Which month are you in now?
Actually, I've only got 3 months probation, and November 5th, because I have an English girlfriend.
Hey, that's Neil's birthday.
November 5th is Independence Day for the July.
Well, you can celebrate your independence and Neil's birthday at the same time.
Oh, you kidding me? So we're definitely going to be celebrating, but this is unbelievable. I've never, ever,
Now, when the probation's over, do you still have to get tested, or is that it?
No, they told me the probation actually got waived the cost, so I don't know if I'm actually going to be tested or not, but 3 months, everybody don't screw it up, don't bother.
I know.
It's not worth it.
It's not. That's sad.
Yeah, man. Over something.
Nobody's safer than a smoker.
To a certain point, but the judge sees, oh yeah, well he don't care. He sees that I had a possession. Doesn't matter how much. Whatever. I mean, what can you do? You know.
Hey, welcome to America.
Hey, what about Lindsay Lohan? She got
nice call.
Yeah.
I got a girl from England that I've been dating for 6 years, and she cracks me up because all they ever do is drink Bud Light and all American beer.
See, I knew it.
Hey, Bud Light, Las Senadoras, they were here. We love our Bud Light.
I mean, I ain't got a lot of English pubs, man. But I tell you, when Newcastle's the first pick, I'm always going to pick up. I don't care. They're doing something right.
Yeah, they are. It's all flavor. Because we were having the discussion about me not like. So basically, the bottom line is that I don't just like beer. I don't just like any beer. It has to be special. And so I usually lean towards the darker ones.
I'm primarily a Guinness.
I like speaking because you mentioned Bud Light. Speaking of Anheuser-Busch products, I really like the Amberbach. I like it a lot, and I wind up drinking more of that because it's so available, and I'm glad for that. So that's just fine. That'll do me fine. QAM, hello.
Hey, George Suds, Buttload. What's going on?
Yo, back at you.
All right, good.
Am I allowed to say that?
Man, I went on YouTube the other day, saw Corey and
Your grandfather did.
Rick. Question, is that Boca Brian? Who's Corey?
Oh, no, Corey Feldman, Lee Feldman, Flea is our new promotions director over here.
Okay.
Every time I hear the name Feldman, I want to stick a Corey in front of it.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you, hey, George, if you like dark beer,
yes,
you got to try. There's a Sierra Nevada, and it's called the Porter, because Sierra Nevada is just a company.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's kind of got like a Guinness flavor, but it's not as strong as Guinness and not as fulfilling, but it's good. It doesn't taste like Newcastle.
What's it called?
It's pretty good. And let me tell you something. One of my favorite things to do, man, I drink a bottle of red wine, I smoke a fatty, and I listen to UFO talk on WIOD at night.
All right. That sounds like the recipe for bliss. Good for the heart, too. QAM, hello.
George.
Yes.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
You tell us.
Hey, can you play that CD for me?
The CD?
Yeah, CD's nuts.
CD's nuts? No, I don't see them. Really? You're showing me and I still don't see them? Wow. That's so old. We were telling that joke in grade school.
How about IHOP, Well, I'll wait till the break.
What? Why? Oh, you IHOP?
Spell IHOP. And then put a Ness on the end.
IHOPs. What? QAM, hello.
Hey, son, 714, check it in, buddy.
What?
Oh. 714.
714?
Yeah.
That's Jack Webb's badge number.
Yes, that's also the Quaker number. 714.
Hey!
Phil Henry is on overnight on Wings. They buried him now.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And as far as that caller from the old days, that was definitely the best lineup. And it just goes to show you that Clear Channel now has their head up their ass as they got the same morning show on for 20 hours a day and on Saturdays. And then the guys that are on the morning show, when they play their best of, play guys that aren't even on their show anymore. So what does that tell you about the state of radio?
It tells me I don't even listen anymore, really.
I know.
It rots. It rots in this town.
The Billabong is gone.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Cry. We went up to the Ale House yesterday. It would have been a no-brainer. We would have just gone over to the Bung.
Well, the Ale House, I hope they're not a sponsor. Their beer is good, but their food blows.
Oh, we didn't have... There wasn't a good meal between us. They're not a sponsor. Sorry if you are, but... we had nothing good. Nobody got anything good to eat last night.
Yeah, well, that's widespread. George, love the show. Keep it up.
Take it easy, man. It's like the wife's like, I'm not gonna eat those chips. They're stale. And it's like, oh, stale. I like stale. You know, a little bit extra chewy. They weren't stale. They were wet. They were liquid. They were like I don't know
what that guy is like when he's coming down.
I don't want to know.
Speaking of which, last week when the Beast did the show for you that one day.
Thank you again, Beast.
I was doing something and I turned the radio on and it was down some. And I heard him on there, and I thought, holy crap, it sounds like George is just about ready to split a blood vessel. And I turned it up, and it was the Beast.
Is that what I sound like when I'm ready to split a blood vessel? Well, I had split several. That's why I wasn't there.
Man.
I was all bleeding on the inside of my leg. 3 till 1 on All Internal Bleeding Radio, 560 WQAM.
$1 million weekend. WQAM 56.
I'm going to tell you about my younger days when my health was good, but my mind was crazed by chemical interactions in my brain.
All right.
Yes, I got high, you know it's true, but what I'm gonna relate to you will keep you just like me from going insane. 'Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. It's true. Beer is good for you.
Yes, yes!
Keep off crack, speed, smoke, you'll just get dumber with every toke. Rocks in your head, no wonder it's called stone. Your heart beats fast, eyes red as hell, the monkey just gets bigger till your money, lungs, and good for you. Dope carnivals inside your head can turn into freak shows instead. Thanks every imagined horror known to you. Beautiful and exotic, paranoid and psychotic. There's nothing left but sawdust when it's through. Hey, don't feel bad and don't feel blue about all this jive I'm laying on you. I'm just trying to make a point and make it clear. No, don't get angry. Don't lose hope. Just because you can't use dope, you can always make a real good case of beer. 'Cause you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. It's true. Beer is good for you. 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 Dark or light, it's brown as honey. Worth its weight in gold or money. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. Get your tongue a tingle and your mind a buzz, and wake up in the morning with a mouthful of fuzz. Oh, baby, that beer is good for you. And you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. It's true. Beer is good for you. Not as good as sex, but it's better than jail. Hookers cost and soda's fail. Oh, baby, that beer is cheaper, too. So tell the man behind the bar, B-E-E-R. I'm telling you, beer is good for you. And you know beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. Beer is good for you. It's true. Beer is good for you. 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 I said that beer is. It's good for you.
104, 560 WQAM. Well, it was topical, and normally, I like to play that song when Suds is here anyway. It takes me back.
Song,
all those old types. We like to nostalgia trip back to the days when we worked at a radio station and we were all together. We had really, really, really good times on and off the air. And I really enjoyed Rick pissing off management. See, you see, everything that I learned about talk radio, I learned there, from Neil. And what the hell was that?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my pacemaker.
Oh, wow. I think I have a little tone here.
Well, listen, I think a lot of people will attest to that.
Okay. Oh, Boca Brian's sending me messages. Okay, they have... Oh, I got to disable the sounds on this little chat thing. I had to reinstall everything over here on the computer so that I could get this one program to work.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, I did. So I'll disable the little tones. Yeah, they have Newcastle at Fucifino's on tap. Wait, or they just have it.
Oh,
I was just reminded. I hope I'm saying it right. Fucifino's on Oakland Park or something like that.
I don't know, man.
It's a sports bar.
I'm not allowed to go any further east than University. So
Mom won't let you cross the street,
cross
University. That's too bad. Lucy was just in here. I got to tell the story. We'll recap it. One of the million. Hey Liz, and I got to correct you your opinion about Lucy. Just because somebody doesn't agree with somebody else, that doesn't mean that they are something other than just whatever you disagree with. Lucy is a pip and doing all the right things, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on the air, but I will anyway, because I was going to say before I tangent off into Lucy, everything that I learned about how to do talk radio right, I learned at that place, and I noticed a correlation. I tend to figure things out and put things together.
Mm-hmm.
I think about things. I'm a thinking kind of guy, and I've noticed that whatever management hated the most, that's what the audience liked the best.
You bet.
It seemed to be a universal principle. If management was pulling their hair out, running up and down the hall going, WTF are they doing now? Oh, my God, I can't believe they're doing that. No, that means we were going to have a really good book.
Yep.
That meant that, wow, somebody's doing something really great and exciting on the air because management is having a heart attack. That's the yardstick. That's the quality-ometer right there. If some bean-counting butt-plug suit, if some tie-wearing, number-adding MF has a problem with it, you know it's good. You know it's going to be great. And that's the problem with letting those people run the station. You can let them run the station and count the beans, but why not let the personality people, the performance people determine what should be on the air and what should be programmed?
Here's what you need. All you need is a bunch of guys to come in and do the shows, and then you need one guy with a key for the door.
Okay.
Okay, and then you need a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
But you only need a lawyer to make sure you can do whatever you want.
Right. You need a lawyer to block
to tell
for
you, oh, don't do that.
You need a lawyer to tell you what you can do, not what you can't do. You need a lawyer to protect you from the people that want to stop you from entertaining the audience. Joyce, not a lawyer that's going... It's like, to use a sports analogy, and I was telling this to Clarence the other day, it's like getting blocked by your own team. It's like your own it's like your own defensive line. Instead of defending you, they're the ones tackling you.
What good is having a lawyer who, when somebody says... Well, you can't do that. And the lawyer tells you, well, yeah, no,
See, I could save them a lot of money.
The lawyer's supposed to go, what do you mean you can't do that?
Sure, the law says you can, and we'll stand, See, I could save them a lot of money because if their lawyer only knows one word.
No.
This machine here is like what, 1 day's paycheck for a lawyer.
No.
I'll do the lawyer's job for half, and I'll just sit in a room with this here machine, and whenever someone says, hey, how you doing, Jorge? No. Whatever you want to do? No. The answer is no, you can't do it. No. Think of how much. Pass the savings on to
sure.
me.
Yeah.
Pass the savings on to somebody else. Pay some of the hired help. Pay some of the people that actually do some work, some money, and stop wasting all your money. I am. I was wearing a pirate shirt yesterday.
Yeah, that's right, with no sleeves.
Didn't you see? No sleeves. I was a lunatic. I showed you the pictures, right?
Yes.
Jamming with the Maoris.
You never get to say that.
No.
I've never.
And that's, what? That's a me thing. That's a George thing. I like to be able to say things that don't often get heard or people don't often say.
When the Beatles album, what was the... Oh.
Let It Be. Rubber Soul. Sgt. Pepper.
Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
When Sgt. Pepper came out, I remember exactly because it was at that time that I got really into Maori music.
Really?
Yeah.
They say Maori.
Yeah. Or Maori, yeah.
Don't worry about it. You're a Pakeha.
Yes, I am.
You know what that means?
No.
Not a Maori.
No.
It's real simple. They got Maori, not Maori.
Well, my uncle lived in New Zealand and
did he really?
In New Guinea and down through there for years and years and years.
That sounds great.
So he brought all these albums back with him, and yeah.
No, they have. It's more than just haka. The haka is a particular kind of thing that they do, but they have all kinds of songs and all kinds of dances. And the women were doing the thing with the poi, which are I don't even know what's in those bags: sand, flour, cornstarch. Ground up bones of their enemies. I have no idea, but the thing where they swing them around and stuff. Really cool, cool things there, and nice people, just nice people. We did not go out drinking. We went out drinking, but just not with them. No. We went out drinking.
What do they make
other.
To drink themselves?
I don't. Have like they drink beer. Did you ever see Once We're Warriors? You had to have seen Once We're Warriors. They drink beer. Beer is good for you.
No, I didn't.
And good for them too. They're a hard drinking bunch. And
last movie I saw was that Hilary Duff movie.
Which was what?
Oh, Drama Queen. Yeah.
Oh. And he was serious.
Yeah.
I thought...
It's the last one
I thought you were just making it up.
No.
567-0560 in Dayton Broward. It's the Spick and Suds Show. Call on that line. Insert your own area code in front of 567-0560 to talk to Suds. 877-785-6345 is toll-free everywhere else. And pound 560 is free if you have AT&T or Verizon Wireless. So here's what Lucy Lopez did, which was great. As I'm walking out of here yesterday, I see film people showing up. Camera crew people with the microphones and the cameras and the equipment. Not unusual. Happens all the time when you work at a radio station. Some news crew or another showing up to shoot somebody for some reason or something. And I don't know what the particular occasion was, but they're interviewing people and they're asking for some reason about internet radio, streaming the radio and this and that, and asking people things. And they get to Lucy, who we love. It's a deep, deep love for Lucy Lopez because she has a sense of humor, Liz. See, that's what it's all about.
Yes,
and she's not working for free. She's working for attention and for exposure and to advance her career and to branch out, which is a survival game. And you should respect that, Liz, because she's a professional person just like you are. She just happens to be very, very young
and very tall,
and talented.
Tall,
she's
much taller than she sounds.
Much taller than the munchkin that she comes off like. So they ask Lucy Lopez, can you explain the importance of internet streaming of your radio station? And Lucy responds, and I'm only going to do justice as I can. She goes, let me answer your question with an email. Dear Lucy, and then she goes into this email, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your radio show because here in prison we can't listen to the radio, and she goes into this, this was a sarcastic thing, which I'm sure she made up, and everybody was falling all to pieces, and everybody that wanted to take it serious is sitting there all frowny, and, with their arms folded across their chest like my wife was last night watching me run around being all squirrely with the Maoris. Seriously, I was like a little kid, and I guess it embarrasses her when George acts like George. Oh, You've seen me get all excited about something. Like, remember the day they brought all the beanbag chairs in?
Yeah.
And I was all excited, and so were a whole bunch of others, overgrown children, and we piled them all up on one end of the hall, and it took turns taking flying swan dives into the pile of them and sliding the pile across what was left of the hall until it hit the carpeted area.
Too bad it wasn't on YouTube then.
Oh, I know. See, we piled them all up really close together, and then there was like this length of hallway left over, and then the carpeted area behind that. And so we would take we would run full tilt down the hall, take a flying leap like, 20 feet through the air, arc 20 feet through the air, land on the pile of beanbags. And then our momentum would slide the pile of beanbags over into the carpeted area, and as soon as they hit the carpet, they would fall all apart, and we would go sprawling. Beanbags and bodies would go sprawling all over the place, and we were all doing silly crap like that, and I couldn't be silly. So I was giddy, I was excited last night, I was all buzzing around, I was passing my Maori yearbook from one Maori to another, talking to him. I was, rubbing noses. I was grabbing Maoris and rubbing my nose up against theirs, hawkeyeing. And the wife is sitting there in a chair by the bar, arms folded across her chest, lips pursed, eyes narrowed, nostrils flared. There he goes. There he goes looking stupid again. There he goes making a fool out of himself again. QAM, hello.
Hi, George.
Hi, caller.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey, George. Hey, Suds. It's good to hear you on the radio again.
Thank you.
I wanted to call because I heard your beanbag story. Black power now. Come on, wake up, white people. Join the clan.
Oh, well, it was a crank.
Wow.
I wish we could have understood what he said.
Yeah, really. If you're going to crank us, at least.
I tried. I could give, as a matter of fact, I did when I taught at the Connecticut school for a while. I would take some time. Here's how you crank call. If you don't, if nobody understands what you're saying, it doesn't count. It's like a tree falling in the woods. They have to understand your line. 342 votes on the poll that I'm mentioning for the second time today. There's not enough money in the world to pay me to be a euthanizer at an animal shelter. I voted for that, 74, and it's winning. A coal miner, 53. Coal mining might be fun. 51 for skyscraper window washer. That would be cool.
That would be all right.
That would be fun. I would so love that for a day.
I would have liked it maybe a few years ago. Like I said, I think I think my brain is
over
changing.
Heights?
Yeah.
How about an inner city school teacher, 39? Bomb squad diffuser. They defuse the bomb squads.
No.
31. Restroom custodian at a sports stadium, 20. 17 each for lab tech who analyzes stool samples. And crime scene blood and guts cleaner upper. Each have 17. Prison guard, 13. Minesweeper, 12. Coroner, 7. Amputation surgeon, 5. I think they just call that a surgeon.
Well, I can do that.
Forensic scientist who studies how bodies decompose, 3 out of 344. QAM, hello.
What's going on, George and Suds?
Yo.
You, man.
How you doing, Suds? What do you think of Stu got?
QAM, hello.
Hey, George. You were talking about people who just would give their right arm to everybody. That's the way.
That's the amputation guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that would be like me. That would be like like you maybe. Just being nice to everybody.
Sure, sucker. In South Florida, they call us suckers and fools.
Yeah, exactly. And there's too many of us out there, and enough is enough. But it's funny. I look at your show, and I think about Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy. I always think about you and Neil, as the team.
By the way, I'm the straight man in that team. All right, just remember that.
You're the straight man. There's no doubt.
Aha, get it?
Listen, but in reality, Beasley or whatever the company is that represents the radio station, without you, they need to.
Sir, you're funny. You're funny. You're funny. You're complimenting me, and you're the funny person. Let me tell you.
They need to do your contract, George, and pay you big dollars. You deserve it, buddy.
Sports.
This is what they value. If you're talking sports, you're good, even if nobody can understand a word coming out of your mouth, even if you're an idiot, even if you have a speech defect. And if you're not talking sports, even if you've got big numbers and a big audience, then you suck. And that's how it works here on this station and in this company. 116 on All Sucks Radio, 560 WQAM.
Waiting at the bus stop for the school bus, and it's really lame, yeah. What happened to the days when it would catch rays, all fun and games, yeah. Now pretty soon gonna be in homeroom, and they're calling out your name, yeah. And tell me how the past 2 months went by like a bullet train, yeah. Had a summer job that I really didn't hate, but it's better than school, yeah. To have to be in class, should be on my ass, sitting by the pool, yeah. On the first day, gotta write an essay that's so uncool, yeah. Think tomorrow I'll pretend I'm sick, 'cause I can't believe that we are back in school. Someone's playing a bad joke on me. Can't believe that summer's done. Bite me, can't believe that summer's done. D-O-N-E. Can't believe that we are back in school. Someone's playing a bad joke on me. Can't believe that summer's done. Bite me. Can't believe that summer's done. D-O-N-E. Can't believe that we are
He says we need an agent.
Well, I think you need a tape.
We need an agent.
Tape.
We need an agent.
Put up a tape.
I tell Boca Brian we need a tape, and he says we need an agent. And then I say,
"Oh, that's right, I'm you."
Yeah.
But we need a tape. Okay, I got it. Yeah, but we need a tape, Brian. How's that? Is that it?
I need because he'll believe you.
I don't know why you're worried about it. You already got the job.
I'm not worried about anything. I know. I already got this job.
Not this. Well, you have this.
Oh, that job. Oh, you're talking about the XM job in D.C. I was just talking to Joe Castello the other day.
Did you
see him on the slideshow there? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He does the show out of his house too.
I mean Joe, but I was thinking Joe or Bell.
Oh, Brian. No, I haven't told Brian.
No.
Or Joe Bell. So Joe Castello does the show out of his house.
Does he?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I witnessed it. Yeah.
In all likelihood, you guys won't even have to move.
Yeah. No. See, come on now. You heard my tirade earlier. Yes, I do. I have to move, Suds.
Oh, I see.
I have to. Honey, I can't stay in South Florida. I have to move.
You know what?
It's unfortunate that you don't want to move, sorta, but I have to move. I guess I'll be sending you some checks.
Every place ends up sucking after about 4 or 5 years.
That's not true.
Spokane? Spokane?
Suckier than this?
I
told people I was going to talk to you about Spokane.
Yes.
Listen. There's other stuff besides temperature. There are more important issues besides.
I hate being in the house with the windows all closed. Hey, wait a minute. It's summer.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I was just going to say. with the windows all closed and like you don't want to go out.
I don't want to go out and shovel out the car and scrape the ice off the windshield.
Listen.
Walk through the mud.
There's a principle. You
Mud.
heard the people.
Remember mud?
I do. Slush and mud. Yeah. Well, we have our share of mud down here.
Remember the mud-encrusted cars for at least a month and a half in the spring?
No, of course.
Yeah.
You know, listen, here's the thing about winter. If you have the means, it ain't no problem. If you have the ability to buy snow tires, the engine block heater, a garage,
I had all that.
a snowblower. I had none of that.
Well,
and I'd still
didn't have
trade
a
it.
snowblower, but...
Didn't you?
No, I had a Mexican.
That's good.
Yeah.
Did they... Did they use
Hard
a
to
shovel?
find in Montana, or at least that time.
It used to be. I understand that they made their way there, too.
Yeah.
Because,
well, don't get me started on that.
On what, Mexicans? Why not? Why should I be the only one?
Excuse me. Oh, well. Anyway, what were we talking about? I forgot.
Mexicans.
Oh.
Are you trying to segue away?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to do?
No.
We were talking about Amokura. If you missed last night's show in Hollywood, they're going to be performing again tonight at the Seminole Tribe of Florida at the main auditorium at 7 o'clock. R.C. North and Sony Moreno of Ulali. So we got some Native American stuff. Yeah, who recorded with
I know
Robbie Robertson.
Oh.
Who my wife likes a lot.
Maybe
My wife, it's the only time that she hooted or sounded like, not mad at me the whole night.
Did she hoot?
She did. She went, woo!
Oh,
Robbie Robertson, woo!
You know
that movie, The Last Waltz? Yeah. All right. You know how many times I've seen that movie? 100.
Oh.
How many times would I have had to have seen that movie? Once.
What? Oh.
With all due respect to all of the people performing there in that movie, but if you've never seen it, it's a concert movie. It's the band's last performance, and all these people show up as guest stars, like Muddy Waters, who was interesting, and Bob Dylan, who was wearing a hat. And Joni Mitchell, who was blonde and just caterwauling and singing awful songs. And every time it's on, my wife puts it on. Every single freaking time it's on, it's like, why do you need to put this? What else is on? What else is on? You find something else that's on and put it on, and otherwise I'm going to leave it on this. And I say,
I was going to say that might be a good poll. What's a movie you really, really like that you're embarrassed about?
That would be a good idea for a poll.
But if you really, really liked it,
you're not
I guess
embarrassed
you wouldn't
about
be
it.
embarrassed, would you?
Right. Well, we were talking about Valley Girl the other day, but I like it because it's got boobs and good music. Like Nicolas Cage movies. Somebody brought that up. We were talking to Nicolas Cage. QM, hello. Hello.
Hey, Holmes, why are you talking about Mexicans?
Why not?
You cocksucker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God. That guy must be from Oaxaca.
That was for you. He was saying that to you.
Oh.
He doesn't know me.
I don't care.
127 on all CS Radio, 560 WQAM.
Men who like talking about other guys are usually hiding from what they realize. They walk their nose in an athlete's life. Live in yellow jockstrap. Much like in sport, holes conceal their fear by talking about sports while drinking a beer. They desire, of course, to be a submissive queer. For some yellow jockstrap. Yellow jockstrap, yellow jockstrap. Only queers want to hear sports all day. Yellow jockstraps, yellow jockstraps. The management here is undeniably gay. Anyone who wants to hear just sports all stinking day is dreaming about a locker room, golden shower spray. Yellow jockstraps. Hey, how about those Dolphins? What a game they played. And somebody's kid with the Hurricanes. Do talk about it all the time. Makes you a faggot, I'm afraid. You like yellow jockstraps. Churning and burning out morning shows. No interest in learning about radio. Just a sausage party for a few sportle homos who like yellow jockstraps. Yellow jockstraps, yellow jockstraps. Sport holes sissies who are and out. Yellow jockstraps, yellow jockstraps. They're on your mind to be in your mouth.
Sports, 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 sports.
Sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day makes you gay. Sports all day.
a freaking masterpiece.
I never heard the end of this.
Really?
No,
Oh, it's good to the last drip.
You know, I'd like to be up at Brian's house, like when suddenly it comes to yellow jockstrap. Yeah, just, see the look on his face when all of a sudden it comes to yellow jockstrap.
Listen, what you'll have to do is come to lunch with us on me. Because that's when a lot of these bits are born, just out of the conversation, or we're talking about something that happened on the show, or it's sometimes more deliberate than that. Like I'll have an idea, or he'll have an idea, and we'll discuss it with each other. But sometimes it'll just happen. Chris witnessed it. Just in the course of conversation, Boca Brian will start grabbing napkins and start writing things down.
Yeah.
It just gave me a great idea for a bit. Like that. And that's so. If you want to be in on Square One, come to lunch. You know he loves you.
I used to come home with all kinds of napkins in my pocket.
Oh yeah,
scribbled on half of it. Well,
and show ideas too.
For a long time now, I didn't today, and I don't think I did the last time. I would bring stuff in here that I had written down. Half of it I could never read.
Sure.
You know.
Well, have somebody else write it for you. You know, Boca Brian loves you, right? He wants to lick your neck. So please come to lunch with us and watch bits like that be born. As a matter of fact, I can't wait to hear the ones that he said that he got an idea from the last time that we had lunch.
You know, he ought to
know what I
put the
said.
whole process on YouTube just once.
No.
Oh, man, wouldn't that be great?
Let me tell you, because during the production phase, nobody's going to want to see that. You don't want to know what he's wearing when he's actually recording these bits. You know, Neil does the show in his underwear.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Uh-oh.
QAM, hello.
Hey, Spick and Suds.
Yo.
Suds, 10-10 checking in.
10-10 wins.
Hey, you get to hear a whole different show on the internet, huh?
Apparently, yes.
Yeah, like the CS guy that just...
Sure. See, I told these people over here, these broadcasting professionals, that we're going to get in trouble not, broadcasting pre-delay over the internet, that somebody's going to say something slanderous and libelous that's going to sue the place and wind up owning the radio station. But you know what? Every time I say something, they go, "Who are you? Why are you talking? You're just a dingleberry on Neil's ass. You don't know anything about anything. Shut up. Go away. You're only working here because Neil works here and he wants you here. Why are you talking to us?"
Yep. That's craziness. Hey, you were talking about you want to get out of town. You could always go up to Fort White and do a radio show.
Oh yeah, Fort White.
There is nothing on up there.
I know. I have family, in-laws there. I go there often, man. Float through
Where?
Kentucky, Fort White. Say it right. It's Fort White. White.
Fort White.
But up there they say Fort White. You got to learn to speak like a local when you go up there. 30 miles north of Gainesville, yo.
Yeah, I got all my family lives up in High Springs, so.
High Springs.
High Springs. White.
Sure. Float the Itchituckney. You used to be able to take beer down there. Now you don't. Now you can't.
They don't let you drink beer.
They don't let you take a cooler and float the cooler. Remember how you just float the cooler right there next to you? You got some beers. You can't take beer with you anymore. What the hell? What's the point of that? If I can't float with my beer, I might as well just stay home.
For real.
What's the little island off of when you go west of Gainesville?
Catalina.
No.
Oh.
What is that?
I don't know.
There's no island in
Yeah. Well,
somebody will know.
Anyway, Gainesville, Georgia?
No, Gainesville, Georgia.
Hilton Head Island.
No, this was in Florida. But
I don't know. Anyway.
During the Civil War, it used to be the pencil capital of the world.
Well, you totally derailed this guy's call. I'm sure he has something else to say.
I don't know that one.
Anyway,
that's all.
Thank you, sir. No problem.
Okay.
Fort White. See, not crazy, but although St. Augustine. I love St. Augustine. I would so live in St. Listen, everything a boy could want there. A castle, a lighthouse, a weapons museum / shop where you can get, like, sabers and muskets and things. And here's the coolest thing about it. Maybe even cooler than doing the haka. You can actually join the cannon brigade and learn how to shoot one of those cannons and then dress up like in colonial gear during the holidays or certain special occasions.
Now, I guess.
Yeah, and with the tri-corner hat and fire cannonballs off into the bay.
Well, that'd be all right.
Ever fire your balls off?
Well, not into the bay.
QAM, hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Georgie, what nationality are you?
QAM, hello.
Hey.
Hey.
I love learning new cultures.
QAM, hello. Me too.
George.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the promo for the new movie coming out about the Mormons when they massacred these people in the late 1850s.
September morning?
No, but I would like to. I can't wait. Mormons, man. I mean, the modern Mormons, they're nice. I haven't met a Mormon I didn't like, but those old school Mormons, they were loony.
The reviews are kind of weak, but...
Oh, okay, because I think that's the only time Shane Buchanan showed any backbone, because he did send troops in afterwards.
Good.
For them.
They were nuts. They were nuts, man. They were a bunch of renegade nuts, no question.
Even James Buchanan said it was kind of a weak movie.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Take it easy. Yeah, boy, Joseph Smith. And the Mormons consider him a martyr. You know, I mean, we have a lot of things to disagree about, but one thing that I can't, I mean, and you know from the Northwest, because you must have met a lot of Mormons too.
Sure.
Ever meet one you didn't like?
You come to my house here.
Sure.
You know.
But aren't they
I told you
nice?
about the one talking to me through the hole in the door when I had the doorknob out.
Yeah.
Fixing it. And I made him talk to me through the door.
They're the nicest people.
Yeah,
they're just nice. Really, really nice. It's hard to dislike
that wears
them.
on me. I'll tell you, that's why I like it right here.
Oh, okay. Well, you're in the right place.
When I walk out of the house in the morning, I want a guy to spit on me within 15 seconds.
You're in the right place, man. You open the door, get hit in the face with heat and hate. QAM, hello. Hello.
George.
Yes.
Hey, 396 reporting in.
396? Oh, man, you're divisible by 3 all the way.
We were all the way in the back when Ted, the head, was always calling, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Hey, Mr. Coleman, do you remember the day of Tutu, the puppy dog?
Oh, yes.
That was a great time, my brother. That was a great time.
And don't forget Lucy.
Oh, geez.
Remember Lucy is a dog? Hey, maybe that's who they were talking about is Lucy Lopez. Even back then. You know, it was spray painted on an overpass on I-75, and all I said was, Lucy is a dog. And for some reason, that just struck me as
I remember that.
So funny.
Hey, guys, keep it up, man. You guys do a great job, and we'll never stop listening.
Okay. We will keep it up. It's 20 till 2, 560 QAM. Oh, I
the
pressed it
Honorable
twice.
Mayor of Fort Lauderdale, Jim Noggle.
Thank you. As part of my crusade to eliminate the gay community to make my world safer for Jesus, I'm pleased to be here today for the unveiling of our new robotic toilet. I give you the Robotronic KY69 toilet stall. It is my privilege to be the first one to christen it. If you'll excuse me. Oh, this is nice. Not a homo in sight.
Welcome to the KY69 toilet facility.
Who are you?
I am Cesar, your robot valet. Allow me to assist you.
I don't need any help, thanks. I know how to use the toilet.
You have 2 seconds to remove your pants.
What? Hey!
Sit down, please. Would you like a sports page?
No!
The sports page is essential for a healthy male dump. You have 2 seconds to dump. I did not hear a noise.
I can't.
This indicates constipation. Bend over, please. Initiating boysenberry enema. Initiating polyps probe. Sit back down. Have a pink cigar.
All right, I would have ended it better than that. 15 till 2 on 560 QAM. So we're talking about Buddy Jesus.
That reminded me. It's the 40th anniversary of the Big Mac.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's celebrate.
Yeah, let's go to the Robo Toilet.
I used to really enjoy those Big Macs. You notice my buddy Jesus over there from Dogman, and I like that. That's going with me. You know, because that's a great
to DC.
Sure, a great addition to any studio anywhere. There, Buddy Jesus. That's how we should picture Jesus. By the way, speaking of because we were talking about old days at IOD, you were there when Maribel Rodriguez was there, and who's a sweetheart, a sweet person. Her accent is almost completely gone.
Oh yes,
and I got to talk to people that remember her from those days because I thought it was really cute. Her accent. Mm-hmm. If you remember, and Neil would make fun of her. And she
Ay, Dios mío, esos carros.
That's Maribel. A fellow Rodriguez. You know we are part of a not-so-secret organization, right? The Rodriguezes take over the world. Sure. Yeah, we're replacing everyone. We're going to replace everyone by breeding, outbreeding, and replacing and displace. It's called replace and displace. Displace and replace. That's what it is. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. Displace and replace. I'm in charge with knocking up Irish sluts.
You are?
Yeah, me. That's my job. I'm making McSpicks called McReguses out of Irish sluts. But Maribel, I was watching. She's on the Channel 33 news. I guess Channel 4 lends its news staff to Channel 33. They got this relationship there. So I watch the Mimbo Bimbo news in the morning. It's lighthearted, fluffy stuff in the morning. I don't want anything too heavy. I want a traffic report. And Maribel's been sitting in almost indistinguishable. If you weren't looking for an accent, it's there. And remember, it was thick as molasses before when we knew her. But still, I mean, it was adorable. It was cute. I just wanted to throw that out there. Maribel, congratulations on the new baby. You still look great.
Oh, she has I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was pregnant for a while there, which is actually, it looked good on her. She wore that well. She filled out nicely. She filled the maternity outfit out nicely. Congratulations. You look good still, and you sound great. Sound better than ever.
She sounds exceptionally well. And the first time I saw her on Channel 4, I was looking at her, and I'm going, is this the same?
That is.
She was a pip. You remember they fired her, but nobody would tell her?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me of that. It's so embarrassing. But that happens to everybody. See, people find out in radio, you find out that you're fired by listening to the rejoin promoting a show during your time slot. That's how Joey Reynolds found out twice. And to that I went, ha, 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 ha. I loved it. It was hysterical. One time I got to tell him because he didn't notice. Seriously, that was one of my favorite stories.
Your turn, George.
Bill Marshall's bringing the rejoins in, and I set them aside, and he's like, aren't you going to put those away? And I go, later. Because the slots were already taken up with the news show, because I was the one that got to switch the carts out on that shift, and those slots were already taken up with the news show's work parts in that part of the cart rack there. And so Bill takes, well, I'll put them away, and I'm like, nah, go ahead. What's this? What are these doing here? In our slot. It's like, well, that's for the show.
Well,
that's going to be in your slot.
We're waxing nostalgic here, and nobody really gives a crap. You were talking maybe this week about the guy who used to work at Hot 105 who raised the antenna up into the...
Spencer T. Johnson.
Spencer!
Bought weed from him.
He was the nicest guy.
He was.
He's just a great guy. And the weird thing was, I had just been thinking about him, or not him, but that situation and him, about the day before.
He was a smoker.
I couldn't think of his name.
We were discussing earlier about smoking during work, and let me tell you, kids... Listen, there's a time and a place for everything, and if you're in a job where you should be sharp, like raising electronic equipment up into the air, you should really not be smoking during that job.
I was just going to say, if he'd have smoked a couple of joints before he did that, that probably wouldn't have happened.
You figure we just would have stayed asleep and not shown up to work. QAM, hello.
Hey. It's great to hear you on the radio.
Well, it's great to be on the... Well, I'm here at QAM.
Yeah, it's great to have him on the radio.
Beautiful.
Close enough.
Don't know if you've been over it, but what happened to Ted?
We don't know. I've heard Ted call in definitely once and maybe twice since I've been subbing. Ted has always been very mysterious. He knows that he has an open door here always, and an open blanket welcome here. But Ted is a force of nature. He's a mystery man. He will show or not, according to his own whim.
Probably best just as a memory is probably straightened out for something.
No, don't say that.
I think you're right, yeah.
I want Ted.
Okay, guys, thanks.
All right, take it easy. Hey, what? I don't deserve Ted? QAM, hello.
Doggy!
QAM, hello. Hello.
George.
Caller.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, I have some bad news. I don't know if anybody's heard. I heard Fidel Castro died, and they're going to announce it at 5 o'clock today.
Yeah, we knew that.
Okay, yeah.
We all heard. The thing about this show is, if you're going to call and tell George or anybody here anything, we already know.
That's right. We have crystal balls. QAM, hello.
Listen to him.
QAM, hello. QAM, hello.
Can I hold for the lightning rod?
No. No, you can't. We don't do that. Those days are gone, although speaking of nostalgia, that was fun. Those were fun
they were
days.
Interesting sometimes,
of course, we had a different calling pool in those days. QAM, hello.
Hey, George, what's going on?
Yo, I don't know.
This guy just talked about Ted, and I remember he was a pretty funny guy and stuff like that. But my question is, how did Boca Brian join up with you guys and become involved? I never heard the story.
Boca Brian, like many listeners do who have the ability to do so, would make comedy bits to the best of their ability and send them in the hopes of hearing their art played on the air. They wouldn't charge for it. We still have people that do that just want... they want to contribute to the show out of the kindness of their heart. I know that's all those words sound weird here in South Florida. People wanting to do something for other people just for the joy of it. And he was one of those people, and it worked out well. He kept contributing things that were good and were played on the show. And And somebody by the name of George Rodriguez campaigned heavily and arduously with management to get them on the payroll, to pay them for their bits, to keep the bits coming in regularly because they became such an important part of the show. And after a great deal of wailing and gnashing of teeth and beating the head up against management's wall, they acquiesced, and thus Boca Brian started getting paid, and so did a couple other people who were not up to his level, because no one is, but were also contributing good stuff too.
Those that come up with something artistic and creative, where would they send this material?
To Jorge Rodriguez, care of 560 WQAM, 20295 Northwest 2nd Avenue, Nanner.
They'll handle it in the package too?
And of course that'll avoid any copyright.
It works like this. It's a very complicated process. I will listen to it. If it makes me laugh, it goes on the air. If it doesn't, it goes in the garbage.
Fair enough.
I know that sounds very, very complex, but that's how it works.
A lot of people don't know this, but Boca Brian, before he got into this, was in the lawn service business.
Yes, he was.
And it was all those years of breathing in those gas fumes and everything.
Right, and clippings.
Brought him up to where he is today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I suggest, kids, get yourself a can of gas and just hover over it all
and if you
weekend.
work hard for years, you'll be drowning in debt, too.
Oh, sure.
8 till 2 on 560 WQAM.
Pound it silly, and then whatever comes out, you eat it.
It was on a Saturday morning at exactly 9:04, but nothing could prepare me when I knocked on Riley's door. He was drowsy, he was grumpy, and in bad need of a shave. He was just about to put a cat into the microwave. I asked to use the bathroom, and he said he didn't care. He was reading the Sun Sentinel in his underwear. I looked above the toilet where the towels used to be, and there was fixed a crucifix, a fix for all to see. I didn't seek salvation, I had come to mow the lawn, but I found Jesus in Rick Riley's John. Yes, Brother Rick, he changed my life up on that fateful day. 'Cause by the time I washed my hands, I'd washed my sins away. Now I'll learn to be intolerant. I'll watch Pat Robertson, and I'll vote for Pat Buchanan, even if he doesn't run. I'll pretend to be a hipster, but my liberal days are gone. 'Cause I found Jesus in Rick Riley's John. Bye, bye, bye!